Dan.
Hey, what it do?
Ahoy!
What's up? Good Friday. How's everybody doing? How we feeling?
Little sad.
How we vibing?
It's not going so good.
Why?
The quad god.
Did he lose?
Ooh. Ooh. That wasn't just a loss. No.
What happened? Did he not win a medal?
Yeah, he fell twice.
Oh.
Yeah, the quad
Was he doing his flip?
No, he came out all swaggery, and I was watching, and they said that all he had to do was, like, if he turned in a decent program. He was in such a lead. He was up 28-3 in the Super Bowl. They said he just had to have an average run, and he wins gold. He had such a big lead, and my man fell twice.
So he's Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, he went 8th. He went 8th place.
On his own hype.
On his own hype, man. I guess he had won, 14 competitions in a row, including 2 world championships, and then when you name yourself the quad god,
Oh, he named himself that?
he ain't at self. He's self-proclaimed quad god.
Why? Just because he has big quads?
No. He does quad jumps.
No, I was joking.
Yeah.
It was a joke.
Oh.
See how I did that?
Yeah. He probably has big quads. I will say, if you're going to name yourself the quad god, you probably should have some big legs. But I'm assuming he does. I mean,
so, do you think that his endorsement of saving the Lloyd Center ice rink
it carries
perhaps got into his head?
It carries a little less weight now, doesn't it?
Well, I just mean maybe it threw him off his game.
He did admit that the pressure got to him.
The pressure of saving the Lloyd Center ice rink? Yeah,
Yes.
I bet it did. I bet it did.
There was a lot weighing on him.
A lot of people want that thing
Again,
saved.
You start giving yourself a name like God, and you show up and you take on the tall task of winning Olympic gold and saving the Lloyd Center. This is what happens.
He was too busy looking at the other Portland buildings to save, so
Yeah.
he just couldn't focus on the Olympics.
Well, and he had to feather the hair, and there was all those bedazzling that he had to get done, saving the Lloyd Center. He had a lot to deal with on his plate, and then, oops. I don't know why, when you watch someone's dream come crashing down, there's part of you that's very sad, and then there's part of you that's quad god. You kind of chuckle a little bit. But then
I'm not chuckling.
But I feel bad for him.
He's American.
Yeah, it's when I see when the corporate sponsors tell me that those are the people I should care about, they pump up one guy. Remember the Dan and Dave thing? It's when that happens, and then it's the sure thing, and it doesn't happen. There's part of you that's well, guess it wasn't such a sure thing.
So Dan and Dave didn't pan out?
No. Well, one of them did. Not so much the other one. That may be the greatest oops in the history of advertisement. They built the thing for a year around that. Dan and Dave.
When Nike did it
was Reebok.
Kobe LeBron
commercials.
Remember they were posting out Kobe LeBron all the time for the NBA Finals, and then they didn't make it against each other.
Yeah, I mean that the Olympic ramp up for Dan and Dave was a year plus long. Who's gonna do it? And then one of them didn't even make the Olympic team.
You know what I'm waiting for?
What do you got?
I'm waiting for the big Dan Barefoot campaign.
The what?
Dan Barefoot.
Dan, am I missing something?
Yes.
Who's Dan Barefoot?
He's an American skeleton athlete.
And
he was just up there.
Oh, and he goes barefoot?
No, his name's Dan Barefoot.
Get right the hell out of town. That's a cool name. Now it'd only be cool.
Do something with that.
Well, he should go barefoot. He should pull a Mac Hollins sort of
You
situation.
can skeleton barefoot.
Why can't you skeleton barefoot?
Well, because don't you have to run and push off and stuff?
Yeah, but they could get him little. He could get little spike. Well, you wear little spike shoes. You should wear spike sandals, Jesus.
Little booties.
Jesus sandals, but with spikes on the bottom of them.
Yeah, his name's Dan Barefoot, and I thought that was great.
That is cool.
But he doesn't look like he's any good. He was 19th.
Yeah. Well, the quad god finished 8th.
What is going on with the Americans?
Oh man, we're falling apart. And meanwhile,
and we got screwed by the French judge in ice skating.
That's the other. Well, that was ice dancing.
Whatever.
Yeah, apparently the French are against us, and our American heroes are now a bunch of bums. So, our hockey team looks good though. So we got that going for us.
Yeah, they beat Latvia. Who do we got next?
Who
got next?
The women beat the Italians 6-0 after beating the Canadians 5-0. So our women are just a bunch of bad bitches, and the dudes, I don't know who we have next.
Why do the women wear cages on their face?
Because
the men don't?
Well, the men are dumb and the women are smart. And
is that what it is?
It's a whole manly sort of thing.
Really?
Yeah. You can wear a cage in men's hockey. It's just that you'll get made fun of. It's the same reason why people don't wear the Guardian cap, because you will be appropriately mocked. Whereas the women, I I don't think women want to have scars and missing teeth, whereas men hockey players, it's I think it's more of a badge of honor sort of thing.
So that's really what it is, huh?
Yeah, there's no
Awesome.
there's no and that you can't hit in women's hockey like you can in men's hockey, and they still are smart enough to wear cages.
Yeah, that's a pretty good. Like, if you want to say, if like, let's say you're an alien and you come down to Earth and you're like, what's the difference between men and women?
Yeah.
Wait, you have what? How many sexes?
Yeah.
2? Men, women? What's the difference? You could just point them in the direction of Olympic hockey.
That really is, or any. I mean, that's just hockey in general.
So you want to know the difference between the male species and the female species?
Yes.
Understand that there's Dan Barefoot. Look at him. What a stud. I mean, look at that guy. You can't run a campaign around Dan Barefoot?
I can't believe his name
He's a landscape architect.
Well, I'll be damned. Well, I don't think you can make a living as the 19th best loser or a skeleton.
Well, he's having a bad run.
I just don't think that's how you can. I don't think there's a lot of money.
Look at him. God,
I'm not going to lie. I'd rather Dan Barefoot sell me a product than the Quad God.
Oh, man.
Yeah. He's kind of got a cool helmet. Have you seen the guy that's got the Venom helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're allowed to wear that?
Yeah, put a little, well, it's not a political statement. Put a little pizzazz behind it. But you are so right about the difference between men and women. Because you're like, well, for men, you realize if you take a puck to the face, your face is destroyed. And you're like, yeah, who cares? I don't want to wear a cowardly mask. Whereas women are like, maybe I shouldn't have my face destroyed.
Then they ask, well, which one's the smarter species? And I say, well, look at Olympic hockey.
Yeah. Well, if you think about how many dumb things that males do for the sake of being male, I mean, isn't that kind of the whole purpose behind being a guy?
I don't know about that, but if you're trying to explain to aliens the difference in the easiest way possible, I think we found it.
Well, is there anything that women do that is as dumb as like is that? I mean, hockey, you literally have a puck going at like 90 miles an hour that's just made of hard rubber that at any moment. Oh, and by the way, sticks that can bash you in the face, other human beings that have knives on their feet. And it does seem kind of obvious, like in football, we wear face masks. You would think in hockey it would make sense to wear a cage. I mean, it does, and yet no one will do it. Like, no one has the guts to be the hockey player that's like, I'm going to be the one to start the trend of wearing that mask. It'll never happen. Male ego won't allow it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something really dumb that women do.
Yeah.
And
well, like men, I mean.
Well, men do a lot of dumb things.
No, I'm saying women like men.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can help that. Some of them. Not all of them. But some of them. I mean, you can't.
Well, you think about it. Well, think about this. The number one way that women die outside of like old age and disease
is men. Yeah.
And yet they actively choose to be around the thing that will or can kill them. That may be the closest thing women come to doing dumb male bravado type stuff.
Well, I'm kind of racking my brain. Like some of the fashion stuff is kind of dumb, but it's also our fault.
Yeah.
Like we make them, like there's a society that makes them.
Well, heels is probably one of those. Like,
well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like pain is beauty. But that's because of the pressure that we put on them.
But they don't have to. They buy into it.
Right.
It's
kind of dumb. But
that's probably beauty is probably the.
Well, yeah, but we shouldn't say that.
That's the equivalent.
I would not promote that if I were you. Well, because you know what you're going to get next.
What?
No beauty.
Oh. No.
You don't want that.
No, the pressure's still on.
I mean, we can't normalize that.
Can't normalize aging.
Come on, we have to control them with masks.
Keep your foot on their back the entire time. Look, how about this? Well, we both do dumb things, but given the choice between the two, I feel like women do less dumb things than men.
Totally, but that said, I'd rather be a man. What do you think about that?
Yeah, women do insist on wearing uncomfortable things. That is. I mean,
true. It's crazy the links they go to look good.
Well, I mean, the idea of bras in general, that can't be comfortable in any shape or form. High heels, and then they're always gluing something and taping something and sucking something in. There's a lot of that. And yes, men are responsible for some of that pressure, but women apply a lot of that pressure to themselves. The number of times over the years I've said, you don't have to do that. I don't care. And then I get told to shut up. You're like, all right, well.
That's right.
Yeah.
Their choice.
Yeah.
Their body, their choice.
Look at this. It's not about you. I'm like, all right.
Sometimes.
Well, you seem to hate doing it, so why do you keep doing it? And then once again, I'm told to shut up, and I go about my merry
But
way.
it is a good question. What is the dumbest thing women do?
Yeah.
Because men, like if you had to rank the top 100 things humans do, 99 of them are men. Maybe even 100.
Yeah. Well, the amount of times, the one that comes to mind that I get yelled at quite a bit is when I'm outside, like in the garage, and I'll be like working like a bandsaw or something. I never wear eye protection.
Like a man.
And, well, it's the dumbest thing in the world. Like, she bought me safety goggles because I didn't wear them, and they're sitting there in the tool drawer, and I still don't put them on. And I get a lot of hell for that, and it's rightfully so. I am using power tools, and there are pieces of wood and laminate being kicked off, and I don't wear safety goggles like that. Yes, that's like that's as dumb as I get, and I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. Well, I could lose an eye, and every time she comes out and yells at me, I don't have a good reason for why I'm not wearing them. She'll be like, really? Like, what are you doing? And I don't have an answer for it. I really don't. It's the hockey thing. I don't know why I'm not wearing a mask. It seems really dumb.
Well, they can yell at us all they want.
Yeah.
They need us.
Well, when that spider comes into play,
They need our steed.
Your manly musk.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, big Friday program. We've got Joey Harrington coming on 5:30 normal time, story time.
Yeah.
It is a 3-day weekend for us.
Yes.
I have to announce that.
Got to celebrate the presidents.
We have to. We were forced to.
Some more than others.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks a lot, Obama.
Freaking A. Have you seen the Harbaugh Biden clip going on?
Harbaugh Biden.
Yeah. The
No.
John Harbaugh?
No.
John Harbaugh sounds exactly like Joe Biden, and it's really kind of creepy. You haven't seen this?
Is this AI or is it?
No, this is real. Steven, will you do me a favor over the break? Go. Yeah. It's a.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, the president loves John Harbaugh, and John Harbaugh loves the president, which means everyone's going to be up in arms. Anyway, he's just walking around. He's talking about the United States, and when you hear this clip, you will think that it's Joe Biden talking about.
Wow.
I mean, from
Okay.
the everything, the pace, the rhythm, everything about it's Joe Biden.
Wow.
But it's John Harbaugh.
Never noticed that.
Yeah, they're twinsies.
How about that?
Yeah.
Joe Biden's still with us?
Yeah, I think
Still out there?
he's still hanging around
Yeah, still-
somewhere.
What's he doing? You don't hear much from that
I
old
don't
boy.
know.
The old fella.
I don't think he's up to much, man.
Being confused.
I think there's probably some of that, yeah. He's just spinning around like a Roomba at this point.
All right, well,
Try it again, please.
let's start with a potential 24-team college football playoff. Next on the Fan. Okay, we have the clip here, I believe.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh
Yeah,
here.
this is John Harbaugh talking about, I don't know, love
Or
in his
is it?
Yeah, like when I first heard this, I thought that someone, because I saw the video clip of it, and I thought someone had taken like Biden and overlaid it on top of Harbaugh. No, this is just John Harbaugh. And if you didn't know this was John Harbaugh, you 100% would think this is Joe Biden.
This is the greatest country, and this is the greatest experiment in governing and the greatest experiment in society building that's ever been attempted in the history of the world. I mean, what this is about is was never even comprehended in the history of the world until 1776, when these founding fathers came up with this idea. And then it was founded on some premises that they weren't ready to achieve, and we still haven't gotten there yet, but that's okay. We're fighting our way to accomplish all the things that this country was founded on. You know, we should try to do it together. That's what I think.
And on the sidelines when the national
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's
a little faster than Biden, but yeah,
well,
he
Biden's
sounds
1,000 years old, and even what he's saying sounds like Joe Biden.
something Biden would say.
Yes.
How about that?
No, that's John Harbaugh. And by the way, I was thinking about the whole, females and the dumbest thing they do. It really is us. And the idea, a woman marrying a man is like you getting a pet chimpanzee
Right.
and living with it.
Right.
That is the equivalent.
Yeah.
You raise that chimp from when it's little and it loves you, and you think you can trust it, and you have a great time with it, and you dance around with it, and you dress it up in cute little outfits, and everything's great.
And you might even love it.
You do. You deep down somewhere, you love it, but there's always a party that's a little fearful, and you know that through no fault of your own, that thing may one day snap and rip your arms off. That is... So if you've ever thought to yourself, is it a good idea to have a pet chimpanzee? That is what women decide every time they're like, you know what? I'm going to marry this man.
Well, we did have a woman text in who said, she said, as a woman, the bravest thing I did was get married.
100%.
Still not sure if it's the stupidest. 46 years married, so jury is still out.
Yes. Like we're all...
Yeah, you never get to a place of full...
No.
Like it's...
You love that chimp. It's been with you a long time. But in the back of your mind, you think about that Travis chimp that one day. And it's like, oh. Because even if it doesn't end up killing you, it could end up killing your best friend. That's what it's like.
Boy.
So maybe a little respect for women who have to live on a day-to-day basis knowing that there's a terrifying chimpanzee that they're living with. And for the most part, you're probably relying on for a lot of things.
Hallelujah, brother.
Yeah.
Best thing you ever said. Hallelujah.
Little respect for you women out there doing that for God knows why, but we
Yeah.
appreciate that you do.
Because I Googled what's the dumbest thing that women do, and it's just like private habits, hygiene, the way they dress. Like it's nothing like actually dumb. It's just
No, it's
Right.
men.
Yeah,
I'll
and
wear-
we're the ones that cause all of those
right.
things.
Yes.
Never thought about it this way.
No. Would you be comfortable knowing that there was like a tiger living in your living room? You're like, I don't know, I've been around that tiger. It seems pretty docile, except when it drinks, or maybe when the Blazers lose.
I've domesticated it a little bit.
Right? Imagine having just a baboon in your house, but when the Blazers lose, it gets a little out of control. Or maybe on a Friday night when it's had a few too many drinks with the other baboons.
Damn you, Damian Lillard.
Well, they're all like Jane Goodall, you know, like
Yes.
they're all trying to tame the wild monkey.
And they do a pretty good
And yeah,
job.
generally speaking, it works. Like that's the task.
Yes.
and it's well done.
And we'll never appreciate it because you don't have to worry about.
No, because we credit ourselves.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I've grown a lot, Jason. Nothing to do with my wife.
No, not at all. And for you, it's not living with a chimpanzee. For you, it's just like, it's living with like a house cat. It may scratch you a time or two, but not going to kill you.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we covered it all.
Yeah.
It's deep.
My wife of 30 years still occasionally comments that marrying me was the biggest mistake of her life. Whoops.
Well,
After 30 years, you guys aren't going anywhere. I do love couples that hate each other, but it's been 30 years and their lives are so intertwined. They're like, dude, we're not going
but
anywhere.
here's the thing,
Not
though.
starting over.
This is wrong. Like to say that marrying him was the worst mistake of her life, that may be true.
Yeah.
But she is assuming something that she shouldn't assume, and that is that her next marriage or whoever else she was going to be married to was going to be any different or any better, because it could always get worse.
Sometimes it can be better. It can always be
So
worse.
you chose him
Yes.
just,
No.
for a reason.
You may have settled, and that's fine. but it could have been worse.
Hey, man.
Way worse.
We're not all driving our dream cars, right? Someone out there right now is driving around a Toyota Camry, and they're like, you know what?
I literally have a Toyota Camry.
Oh, it gets me from point. It gets me from point A to point B.
It also has a big dent in the front too.
Well,
if you
you
wanna
know.
have that.
Well,
Yeah, hey, that's life,
Does
man.
the job though.
That's life,
Gets
right?
me around.
sometimes life deals you dents.
Exactly. We all can't be driving around in gold Subaru Outbacks. You know,
That's right. Also, nearly totaled recently.
there's a lot happening out there. Man, people get loose out there in the tall grass.
All right, what are we going to talk about?
I don't know.
Sports.
The Big Ten.
Yeah. Oh yeah. we got
24
playoffs.
team college football playoff.
It's the Big Ten. It's 24 teams.
So there's a document circulating in the Big Ten that lays out what a 24 team college football playoff would look like. Because they want 24. The SEC does not.
Yeah.
But the Big 12 or the Big 10 does.
That's the reason. If they got together, they could do whatever they want, but they can't agree because, well,
Yeah.
they're them.
Well, so this is a compromise. So what they're trying to do is get the SEC to move closer to their idea of a 24-teamer. This would be 23 plus 1 selection model.
Yes.
Whatever the hell that means.
Well, it would start out as 16, and then it would expand to 24.
Yeah, I don't know what 23 plus 1 means.
What do you
But,
mean?
well, it says a 23 plus 1 selection model. What does that mean?
I think they're doing the group of 6. The group of 6 gets one automatic team. I believe that's what it was.
They would also add an additional weekend of on-campus college football home games, and the committee would be tasked with not having any rematches in the first round.
Yes. So you could have teams from the same conference, but only if they had not played each other. And then, yes, the double round, because the first 8 teams get buys, and so then they would still do home games in that second round, one to mitigate travel costs and to make sure that the top teams do get a home playoff game. Like Indiana this year didn't get a playoff game at home, which is kind of crappy for the good folks of Indiana.
And there would be no conference championship games, obviously.
And that's
so
that's another hang up because there's not a way from this model to make up for the $200 million of the conference title games.
So here's what it would look like. So this is this last season, okay?
Yeah.
Indiana would be the top seed, and they would play the winner of USC Arizona.
Do I need
The 16 versus 17 matchup.
Do we need Arizona in?
Well, they're 17th. They're not even 24th.
Yeah.
Then you'd have Oklahoma, the 8, playing the winner of Alabama, the 9, and James Madison, the 24.
Okay.
Oregon, the 5, would have played the winner of 12, BYU, 21, Houston. And then the 4, Texas Tech, would play the winner of 13, Texas, 20th, Tulane.
I mean, those aren't.
That's one side.
Yeah, they're not great, but it's still extra playoff football.
Dude, I'd watch.
Yeah.
Ohio State, the 2, would play the winner of 15, Utah, and 18, Michigan. Be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, Texas A&M would play the winner of 10, Miami, and 23, Iowa. Iowa would have made it.
Punts galore.
Number 6.
I need a world where my Hawkeyes are in there.
Ole Miss, 6. They would play the winner of 11 seed Notre Dame and 22 seed Georgia Tech. And then the 3 seed would have been Georgia, and they would play the winner of 14 seed Vanderbilt, 19 seed Virginia.
Now, some of that is a little skewed because under their proposal, the first 8 get buys. So just FYI.
Well, that's what I was saying.
But you said the 2 seed.
Georgia would have played the 2 seed was Ohio State. So when I say Indiana will play the winner of, that means Indiana
They already
gets a
got the
bye.
bye.
Indiana,
Yes.
Oklahoma, Oregon, and Texas Tech bye on one side.
Sure.
Ohio State,
Okay.
A&M, Ole Miss, and Georgia buys on the other side.
And yes, the 24 is the 23. So there's no automatic qualifiers in the Big Ten's model. It is the 23 best teams and then one group of 6.
Hey, I'm all for it.
So that would be the 23 plus 1.
Let's get it.
There's a couple hangups because ESPN is already there's only so many new games to be sold, and so they think into this current model there's not a way to make up the revenue for getting rid of the championship games, and that's a problem for conferences like the SEC.
Yeah. I don't know what this is just a Big Ten memo. I don't know what the SEC is going to think of this, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I got nothing.
And again, under the Big Ten's plan, that this year stays the same, and then the next 2 years would go to 16, and you'd get that for 2 years, and then it would go to 24.
And why do we do that? Why do we need that?
It gives time to sell things and kind of do the logistics of it. I think the idea of ramping this up and going to 24, they think is going to take some time about making sure, because right now there are contracts with bowl games. The new games would still have to be sold. Like I was reading through it and it said like ESPN already, like if you added a few games, ESPN in their contract already has put a provision in there where they don't have to pay for extra games up to a certain point. So you would have to figure out, okay, ESPN owns this many games. Which games are they claiming? What's the new games that they would have? How do you sell those? Who do you sell those to? Who gets the money to that? How it's split? And so I think their idea is it just by doing it in stages, it would be a little easier to kind of figure all that out, having a small ramp up where you could test the waters going to 16 and then make the jump to 24. And that would take you through the current TV deal, which was like 2031. And then you would be open to do whatever. Because you still have to go under the guise of the current contract. What's there? You have a contract for like the next, 5 years.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think a 24-team tournament would be rad, but I know some people don't think so. So
yeah, well,
they can.
One of the things they said in the memo too is most coaches now feel that it's playoff or bust, and there's this sort of mounting pressure. And so if that's going to be the case, they don't want to schedule real games, non-conference games. And if it's going to be playoff or bust, let's make sure that there's more opportunities for teams to make the playoffs to where you're not constantly under the gun, having to be one of the 12 teams.
All right. Coming up next, there is something big happening tonight, and we'll discuss it. Here's Steven.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, point guard Chris Paul announced his retirement today from the NBA in a social media post today, Friday. Paul is 40 years old. He's a 12-time All-Star, 11-time member of the All-NBA team, 9-time defensive team member, Rookie of the Year back in 2006, 2-time Olympic gold medalist in his 21 years in the NBA. According to Yahoo Sports, negotiations between Sacramento State and the MAC have intensified over an expansion agreement that is nearing a vote. Sac State is offering an entry fee of more than $15 million to join the MAC conference. Federal prosecutors filed new documents accusing Cleveland Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase of rigging at least 15 pitches from 2023 to 2025, including one pitch that was in Game 1 of the 2024 ALDS against the Detroit Tigers. In this conspiracy, his co-conspirators won over $450,000 on his prop bets. Prosecutors in Utah filed a first-degree felony rape charge against BYU wide receiver Parker Kingston. The 21-year-old is being held without bail. BYU said in a statement that it takes any allegation very seriously and will cooperate with law enforcement. Kingston was BYU's top receiver last year, 66 catches, over 900 yards. And Trailblazers beat the Jazz last night, moved to 27-29 as we head into the All-Star break. Blazers in 9th place, but now have the easiest schedule going forward in the NBA. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe Fisher
So I'm looking at the All-Star Celebrity Game rosters right here.
Yeah, I spent about 10 minutes today Googling. I knew about 3 of these people. But I do have my 100% 52 Gold Star lock of who will take this game far too seriously.
I think I know where you're going.
Mm-hmm. There's only one answer, and he will be insufferable to the 100th degree.
So the coaches are Giannis Antetokounmpo and his brothers.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
I didn't know there were 3 brothers. I knew there were 2.
Yeah, there's one named Alex.
Yeah, which is a bit odd, but okay.
And then Mookie Betts, for some reason. Those are the coaches on one side. And then the other side...
Has there ever been more, like, a better Kato Caitlin than Giannis's brothers? Like, they do nothing, but they're in the NBA because their last name. It's beautiful, really.
Then the other side is Anthony Anderson, Lethal Shooter, Donald Faison, and Aldis Hodge. Those are the coaches. I don't know why it's athletes on one side and then just rando celebs on the other. But
couldn't tell you.
That's what they're doing. Okay,
Yeah.
So Antetokounmpo and Betts' team has Keegan-Michael Key, Rome Flynn, Dylan Wang,
The Wanger.
Shams Charania.
That's pretty exciting right there. If we're going to get an Achilles blown, I'm not going to lie, I'm rooting for Shams to blow one out.
Jenna Bandy, Rick Schnall.
Now, I think he is the owner of the Hornets, who you would think that he's going to take it seriously, but wait till we get to the other side.
Taco Fall.
Which I'm kind of excited about seeing.
Isn't he like 8 feet?
Yeah, I'm excited about seeing Taco Fall in this.
Jeremy Lin.
Yeah, he may go for 60
Glorilla.
as a rapper.
Cafu.
He's a famous Brazilian soccer player. Like, he's won a World Cup.
Okay.
I don't know why he's in there, but he's there.
And then you have Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, it's an interesting mix of people.
Yeah, the Jeremy Lin thing is interesting. Like, he's a real basketball player.
Yeah,
like, why is he?
He's old. I don't know. He's just. What else is
Not
Jeremy?
really a celebrity. He's a basketball
Well, what
player.
else is Jeremy Lin doing?
Well, he's not a celebrity.
Well,
They also have a celebrity like 3-point contest, and Jared McCain, who literally got traded at the trade deadline, is in the celebrity 3-point contest
Really?
because he's a celebrity on TikTok. He has millions of followers.
Boy, what a stretch.
well, the NBA All-Star Game, it's losing some steam. It's
That
a
is
little
the
rough.
understatement of the year.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. It's a little,
No one cares.
It's a little rough. At one point, like, Kevin Hart was doing this, and now we're getting Dylan Wang.
Who's that?
I looked him up. He's a Chinese actor slash like musician.
Okay.
I think he's like a poor man's BTSer. Like, if you're into K-pop, but like you can't watch like someone real, then you get the Wanger. You do have Shams though. That's kind of fun.
No, I don't think it is.
I mean,
And then the other team is Simu Liu.
yeah, he's an actor. You've seen him in.
Okay.
You'll recognize him.
Actually, somebody I would know.
There's a good chance you've seen in some stuff.
Cody Jones.
I looked him up, and now
He's
I don't.
Dude Perfect.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
He's one of the Dude
I know
Perfect guys.
that because my
Yeah.
kids love Dude Perfect.
I did.
So I'm a fan of him. Go Cody.
I googled who all these people were, but I've already forgotten like half of them.
Badshaw. Is that
I think it's an influencer musician.
Andre DeGrassi?
Yeah, again, there's a lot of influencers slash
Okay.
celebrities.
Taylor Frankie Paul.
I don't remember.
Jason White Chocolate Williams.
That's kind of fun.
The White Chocolate.
Well, he's making a comeback. Like, Nike re-signed him. They're releasing one of his signature shoes. I don't know why, but Jason Williams seems to be having a moment.
He always has podcasts and stuff. And he
Yeah.
always calls people out. And,
Yeah.
Oh, one of those.
yeah.
Yeah, Jason Williams has revamped
Okay.
that he was like great. It's one of those that
Right. People think he's awesome because he had cool highlight tapes and
Yes.
forget to watch actual basketball games.
Yeah.
Someone named Mustard?
That's DJ Mustard.
Mustard on the beat, yo.
Yeah, we got into a whole thing. Apparently, Andrew
All
Nemec
right.
got very mad
Yo.
that none of us knew who DJ Mustard was.
Never heard of him.
Well, neither
I
did-
now know it.
Now we know him because Nemec, like, he
Yelled at us.
He did yell at us, saying that we knew who DJ Mustard was, and we were both like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know.
He claimed we knew him.
And he got
But we just said we don't know who he is. He
got
goes,
very,
yes, you do. You
yeah,
know
he got
him.
very
Yeah,
angry.
you should.
But apparently,
No, we do.
You know the Kendrick Lamar song, "They Not Like Us," that was all the rage
Right.
that made fun of.
Bum, bum, ba-na. Isn't that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Apparently, at the beginning of it, he says "Mustard on the beat." Hence, we should have known that DJ Mustard was the one who put that beat.
Who was on the beat?
Boy, these things are slippery.
Yeah, it's tough.
We also have Adrian Nunez, Keenan Allen,
There you go.
and Nicholas
So we know the former
Van
athletes.
Steenberg.
Yeah.
Nicholas Van Steenberg.
Yeah. Again, there's a lot of influencers in the type, but you missed who's. You
I
missed.
left him for the last
Yes.
because I knew where you were going.
He will be the MVP of this game. He will take it far too seriously, and he will hurt someone or he will hurt himself.
Matt Ishbia,
Matt Ishbia.
the Suns owner.
Yes. Who, if you don't know what he's about, he was a walk-on at Michigan State under Tom Izzo, and he worships Tom Izzo. He never played, never got into games. Sometimes if they were up by like 30, they would put Ishbia in and he would like take a charge. But he runs his companies the way Tom Izzo does. They have like, they get together and they have like, he owns a mortgage company. They huddle, they yell and scream. He literally runs like a Michigan State practice. He will treat this game as if it is his game 7 of the NBA Finals. He will take this. I think this Jenna Bandy girl, she's a hot and she's a basketball influencer. He will wipe her out at some point. I predict she will go in for some sort of layup and Ishbia will wipe her off the floor and then say, no easy layups. He will have a hard foul on her guaranteed.
So Jenna Bandy is a viral hooper.
Yeah.
She does like trick shots.
She's hot. She's
got
hot
a big
and
booty.
Yeah, she played at like Cal State JUCO, whatever. She's hot and on Instagram, and now she's here. And
Well-
Matt Ishbia will be her sworn enemy.
I cannot wait to not watch.
Mm-hmm.
Although we will watch kind of here,
I can't take my eyes off.
and it will distract us.
Yeah.
So just so you know.
I just want to see, because like anytime you see someone who's like an insider and then you realize they're the worst athlete you've ever seen, see Darren Ervell,
Shams.
Stephen A. Smith, who else had one of these recently? Like Dave Portnoy. Like they are the least athletic human beings on the planet. And Shams is the greatest NBA insider. And I just want to see like him be the least athletic human being. It's fascinating to me that these guys that stand up and yell about sports literally can't do anything.
He was on TV the other day and he was like dribbling between his legs, like trying to show off, like, oh, I got skills.
Oh, I can't wait.
Well, I hope his hair's on point.
Oh,
'Cause
it will be.
It usually is. Now I got to say something about him
Yeah.
because I know he's a big insider
Mm-hmm.
type guy. He's not really one of these like hot takey guys. He's an insider guy.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be breaking news.
Yeah.
But when I noticed this during the trade deadline, he is nowhere near the level of Adrian Wojnarowski.
He's
No.
no Woj.
Not even close.
Well,
like
he's too much on the take is what he is.
Yeah, because Woj would all you needed to do on trade deadline day is just go to Woj's Twitter.
Yeah.
You can't do that with Shams. He only had some of it, and some of it was kind of speculative. Like he's got a long way to go. Long way to go.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Woj had been kissing ass for like 4 decades, and you know, Shams says he's got to get a while.
Well, we think of all the insiders as like the same,
Yeah.
and they're just not.
No.
There's nobody's Adam Schefter. Nobody's Woj. It turns out.
Does it mean that Shams has some sort of like ethics or moral code? He hasn't completely sold his soul yet.
Maybe he's just lazy.
It's possible.
What a great gig, though.
Yeah. I mean, all you have to do is just parrot whatever information that an agent wants, and then, you know, you get your own information.
Well, you just got to talk on the phone a lot. You got to text a lot.
Yeah.
Seems hard.
I'm a little disappointed with the lack of hots, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we only got one that
Yeah.
I know of.
Well, Glorilla is a rapper. If she's a gal rapper, but it's not like a lot of hots. I thought normally we got like the Sophie Cunninghams of the world. I thought you'd get a couple hot, like a Skylar Diggins. I mean, the WNBA is fully embracing the hotness thing, so I thought we'd for sure get a couple hots, and then maybe a couple Instagram hots. Like you would think for an Instagram hot, this would be their Super Bowl. It's a chance to be around all the celebrities and, more importantly, all the NBA guys. So I'm a little disappointed that we don't have more Instagram hots.
Well, as you said, they have to get in that group.
Yes.
If they're not in the group right now, you can't breach that group of NBA guys.
No. How are you going to get next to a Paul brother or whatnot, or I don't know, Anthony Simons if you're not here at this All-Star game?
Yeah, network.
It's kind of sad that even celebrities don't want to play in the
I know
celebrity game.
Yeah.
You know.
Instead, we're getting Matt Ishbia and Cody,
All right.
and Cody, dude, perfect.
He's 6'6", though, so watch out.
Cody Jones
Can I
is.
just say those dude perfect guys are really annoying.
They are, and they're also worth billions.
No, I know.
And
what they've done is great, but
God,
they're just so wholesome.
their family content is their problem.
That is a problem.
Yes.
They look like a Mormon group.
They
Like,
are. They're very religious.
Well, have you seen that documentary on them?
No, I refuse to.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, growing up in that church, if you showed up to a church function and those guys came out and was like, who's ready to laugh? You'd be like, that's about. They seem very positive.
They are very, church people.
Well, they're called Dude Perfect, for God's
They're
sakes.
dudes.
And they do a lot of pointing and like, ha! Let's go! Yeah!
Yeah, a lot of hype.
Yeah.
A lot of hyping. Okay, coming up next, sports betting is getting wild. This is The Fan. I'm also told by my new daughter-in-law that Taylor Frankie Paul is from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
That's
and
right. There was one of those.
She is this season's Bachelorette. So there's another hot for you.
Wait, she's on. How can she be the Bachelorette when she's on a show about Mormon wives?
Yeah, it's a good. Well, I mean, Mormons need love too.
But wouldn't be on the if you're on.
She's probably divorced.
Oh, that's possible.
Our reality shows have no morals anymore.
Yeah. I get a lot of people that ask me about that because my former quarterback's on that show apparently. So.
My wife watches that one.
Yeah.
And I've seen it. Boy.
It's something else.
Well, it's just you would think that the Mormon housewives would be boring.
Yeah.
It is anything but. Like, they are vicious.
Well, I always say I was married to a Mormon girl for years. Where the hell was any of this?
I mean, they're awful.
The Secret Lives of La Center Mormon Wives, not very cool. It should have been in, I'm guessing this takes place in Salt Lake. Way to go, Brett Ingeman, by the way. I thought you were a douche when we played, but apparently now you're out there, being handsome on a reality show.
Lots of drama. Lots of drama.
He had an in, though, because his sister was married to Larry King with like a 40-year age gap. So he had that reality blood, flowing through him.
So Vegas, 10-year low handle on the Super Bowl. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not.
Meaning the money bet on the Super Bowl in Vegas was at a 10-year low. They also said, I saw this from Darren Ravel.
Is that possible because of all the legal gambling that's just around the...
100%.
Yeah, right?
I think fewer people are going to Vegas anyway.
Yeah.
But also they can bet legally in their own states now.
Yeah.
So that's to be expected.
Isn't it 30-plus states now that it's legal?
Yeah, it's getting up there. And Darren Ravel had it that Kalshi had $497 million bet on the Super Bowl.
Dude, it's crazy.
All of Nevada had $134 million.
So, is the idea of Vegas as a sports gambling destination, is that dying? Is that one of those things that we're going to look back on and it's like Blockbuster Video? It's so much more accessible now that why would you go and rent a DVD?
It's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it's not doing well.
It's that, but it's also Vegas has also hiked their prices on everything.
Yes.
And so it's the combination of, well, I used to go there. I can pay these resort fees because I'm going to have fun.
Right.
Bet on sports. Well, now I can just go up to, A&A and I can bet on sports.
38 states now. 40 if you, two of them have some weird technicalities, but you can gamble on sports basically in 38 states.
I think Vegas is going to need to do a better job or maybe recalibrate how they take care of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you do, there would be incentive to do your sports gambling there as opposed to just, in little old Connecticut or something. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, but now
but like Steven was saying, it's so expensive there.
Yeah.
Like you go there, bet, lose, and spend $1 gajillion because they just don't give any breaks.
Yeah. We went to Vegas, I want to say probably 5 or 6 years ago, and we have not been back. It was just kind of one of those where we were like, there's just better places. I can go to Mexico for twice as long, or I can go to New Orleans. I can go and do riverboat gambling there, and I don't know. You can just go a lot of places. Vegas used to be, at least for us on the West Coast, it was a quick trip. I thought you could get a lot of bang for your buck, and there was a lot to do. And then you throw the gambling on top of it. Gambling was always a nice accoutrement. It wasn't the whole reason I went there. But now you go there, and the gambling is no longer that interesting because I can gamble at a casino or I can gamble sports here. And I just don't think there's a lot of great value anymore. Now, I get it if you're like a high roller guy and they take care of you. But if you're just like an average guy, and like I said, you're getting a room at, the Cosmo or the Aria or, the Venetian or whatever. Dude, there aren't great deals to be had.
But this is what I'm saying about taking care of people. High rollers get taken care of no matter what.
Yes.
Most people aren't high rollers. Most people, though, will gamble. Some people will gamble a good amount of money. And what I think has happened in Vegas, at least from my point of view, is they have really stopped taking care of anyone who doesn't really spend.
Yeah.
And that's bullshit because, like you said, I mean, some of it is, you're kind of a sucker anyway. If you're saying, look, I'm going to go to Vegas and I'm going to blow, I don't know, let's say I'm going to blow $3,000, but I'm expecting a free room. Yeah. I mean, the joke's on you, dude. Yeah, you got a free room, but they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But if that's entertainment value to you, they should at least take care of you. There's a lot less of that, I think, now, and they're really kind of cranking up their standards for who they dole out freebies to. It used to be kind of a good old boys game where you get to know your guy there, and he's like, here's a couple tickets to the, and it's just changed. It's all formulaic, and I don't know. I still love Vegas, but if you're gambling, there's a lot of different places to do that, and particularly with sports. At least here we have DraftKings, but other sports or other states you have multiple apps, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, like FanDuel and DraftKings. Like
Most states do.
Most states have more.
Yeah,
than
we
one
only
option.
have one.
We just have the one,
which is weird.
Yeah.
And they don't allow college. But the other thing is that FanDuel and DraftKings, I don't know if you saw this, but they recently announced that they will no longer allow credit card deposits. So you cannot put money into your account via credit card on either of those.
Well, it's getting tougher. I mean,
that's good. I'm just saying that's good.
Also, FanDuel and DraftKings stock is super low right now.
Yeah.
It's like an all-time low because of the predictive markets.
Well, okay. When we come back, can I tell you about the guy? I told you about this the other day. I was just kind of I glossed over it, but I wanted to get it in at some point, and next segment could be good. There's a guy who wrote a book called Everybody Loses. His name is Danny Funt, and he is the author, but he also, in the book, or at least on an interview I saw, I haven't read the book, but an interview I saw about his book, he was talking about this FanDuel executive who is no longer with FanDuel, who is out there being very vocal about the ways that those apps screw you over as a bettor.
Yeah.
I would like to regale a few of those to you next.
Okay.
Because I think, we have to deal with DraftKings here if you wanted. I mean, there's other ways to gamble.
Was that Kalshi? Is that now just becoming the everyman? Like, just screw that. I'm just going to gamble there.
You can bet on weather, like what the temperature of the weather's going to be.
And is that's just an app, and I can do it from any state. I don't have to have any sort of weird.
Correct. Unregulated to the nth degree. Like there is no. It's the wild, wild west.
Because I live in Washington, but obviously we work here. I still do a lot of offshore betting.
It's 100% legal. 100% legal.
You should download Kalshi. I have it on my phone. I don't bet through it, but I do look to see if the odds are better.
Yeah.
Sometimes the odds are better on there than they are.
There are numerous different apps like that too. Like I've used this one called Profit X because you could bet on college games and stuff. And,
that's why
you get better odds, like Rob said.
Yeah, bet online. It's just it's a pain in the ass. Is even from state having to fund your account like they do Geo. It's
right, and they want Bitcoin.
It's wonky, and so I do a lot of
fees.
Yeah. And not every time do I want to place a bet, do I want to go up to A&A. So
the difference with Kalshi is, and this is how they get around the regulations, at least so far, is when you place a bet on something, there is somebody else on the other side who is betting the opposite of what you are exchanging that bet with someone else. There is no house.
Right, it's peer-to-peer betting.
You know, that take at the Super Bowl, that number,
$500 million.
They're someone in the government's eventually going to get together and be like, we're not.
Well, there's too much. There's too much shady stuff going on.
Yeah.
Like, did you see the one with Giannis?
Yes.
So Giannis was like, what was it? He was an investor in Was it investor in Kalshi?
Yes. Like that day after the trade deadline.
Yes.
He announced.
Yeah, because they put on Kalshi.
Will he be traded?
Will he be traded? And then it comes. He's not traded. Everybody thought he would be. He's not. And then it comes out the next day. He's an investor in Kalshi.
Yeah.
Like you can't. I mean, you've got to regulate this stuff.
And there's more and more stuff coming out about guys that like the streaker. Apparently, him or someone close to him, at least that's the rumor, put a sizable bet on. Will there be a streaker? And then you go out and you streak. There's a lot of those things that are popping up because it's so unregulated. It's what do you do?
All right, we'll get to that coming up next, followed by who will be the next Sam Darnold. That's next hour on The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Big's Chicken. Try their smoked and fried wings tossed with a perfect dry rub and served with a trio of killer sauces. Menu at bigschicken.com. First on the Fan, point guard Chris Paul has announced his official retirement from the NBA today via social media post. He played 21 years in the league, 12-time All-Star, 11-time member of all NBA teams, a 9-time All-Defensive Team member, was also part of the NBA's 75th anniversary team, and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. According to Yahoo Sports, negotiations between Sacramento State and the MAC Conference have intensified over an expansion agreement that is nearing a vote. Sac State is reportedly offering an entry fee of more than $15 million to join the MAC Conference. Federal prosecutors filed new documents today accusing Cleveland Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase of rigging at least 15 pitches over 3 years, including one pitch from Game 1 of the 2024 ALDS against the Tigers. Apparently, co-conspirators won over $450,000 on his prop bets. And the Trailblazers, they beat the Jazz last night to move to 27-29 on the season as they head into the All-Star break. Portland tied for 9th in the Western Conference with the LA Clippers, 2.5 games behind the Warriors, but schedule-wise, they have the easiest second half schedule in all of the NBA. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
All right. Nice to have you along. Little Friday program. Good little Friday program. Coming up in our next segment, which quarterback could be the next Sam Darnold? There are 7 candidates. And we'll tell you who those are. But first, Jace, sports gaming.
Sports.
We love to bet on sports here.
Absolutely.
We just say do it responsibly.
Mm-hmm. It's all fun.
Yeah.
Don't put the mortgage on it.
That's right. Yeah. It enhances games.
Absolutely.
A lot of times. Or if you're Steven, you make money at it. Fading the Blazers.
Hell yeah.
Not in the second half of the season here.
No. Easiest schedule, babe.
Yeah. Zers are on the come up, man.
Well, now would be a good time to maybe bet some of the tanking teams, right?
Yeah, against those tanking teams that literally don't want to win.
Because they've already started to tank.
They've already started.
It's already, I mean, this is earlier than ever.
Right. Like last night, the Blazers were 6.5-point favorites over the Jazz, who don't want to win.
Yes.
That was a great one. You and I talked about that.
Yeah.
But I agreed with your assessment. Because he likes to bet, Steven likes to bet on the Zers.
Yeah.
He follows the Zers.
Yeah.
And sometimes he bets for them, sometimes he bets against them.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Doesn't let the emotions get in the way.
But last night, I was like, hey, man, we should take the Zers because Utah won the night before, and they don't want to win. No. Now they got so mad that they won, they shut down Jaren Jackson for the season.
Don't play.
Like, Blazers are covering this, huh? Jazz are laying down. It's the game before the All-Star break. But then your point was, well, it's the game before the All-Star break. You never know whose head's in it and who's 1 foot out the door.
You know Drew Holiday and Jeremy Grant are thinking about that,
Totally.
tropical vacation that they're going on in a day. They don't care about Utah right now.
Lo and behold, we got a focused Portland Trailblazers last night.
Smacked him around.
Can't stop him.
Well, Kling Kong, who's now the greatest player of all time and will be the starting center apparently on USA Basketball in a year or two.
Yep.
So Fox 12 had an article recently about how Oregon we are in a sports gambling addiction crisis.
Okay.
Already.
I don't disagree with that, by the way.
So it's been, 4 years? 5 years? When did sports action, or not sports action, but What was that app that they had originally? Scoreboard?
Scoreboard.
Yeah, Scoreboard through the Oregon Lottery.
Yeah. So we could. Was that 2019, 2020?
I'll look and see when, because
I think it was like 2019.
we got a little bit later. So the first state started cracking this in 2018, and because I think Jersey was one of the first ones. So we've probably had it here for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. So it hasn't been that long, but this says treatment programs for gambling addiction in Oregon are facing months-long waiting lists as mobile sports betting makes gambling more accessible than ever, with experts predicting the real surge in demand will hit in the next 4 to 5 years.
2019 at Chinook wins.
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah, 2019.
The Oregon Lottery has reported more than $3.5 billion wagered since sports gambling became legal in the state. But as betting moves to smartphones, recovery programs are struggling to keep up with demand.
Yeah.
The assistant director of Lewis & Clark Problem Gambling Services, Kate Madden, said her program's waiting list is heartbreakingly long at 3 to 4 months.
I will say this. None of this surprises me. I cannot recall in my lifetime something that has taken over quite like sports gambling. Like, sports gambling for my entire life was viewed as a taboo sort of thing. You either do it in Vegas or maybe you got your little bookie on the side, something like that. It was very small. Leagues wouldn't touch it. Leagues wouldn't put teams in Vegas. I am willing to wager that 30% of the commercials you see during sporting events are some form of sports gambling. There is always a ticker across the bottom. They are covering it on ESPN. They are talking about it on SportsCenter. It is everywhere. Like I said, I cannot try to think of something that came on faster that has dominated quite like sports gambling. It is everywhere.
It used to be a taboo to talk about it.
Yes, it is all encompassing now, and it is everyone from Kevin Hart to Jamie Foxx
To LeBron James.
To LeBron James, the NBA, all the league owners are in on it.
So there's a couple things. I was always for it being legalized because it's like, one, why not profit from the revenue because people are doing it anyways, right?
Yeah.
Like they're doing it anyway, so get a little money for the state, but they've got to be able to. I think the problem with sports betting, even though I love it, is the legal books like FanDuel and DraftKings and these big ones, BetMGM, these really big ones that they're promoting, they're absolutely untruthful.
Yeah.
And they are you can't beat them.
No.
And it's not that most sports bettors win long term anyway. Like, you got to be really good and really disciplined.
I mean, the pros win at like a 53% clip, and it's
and even that, like,
you have to know when to bet big.
Well, you can have, like, people go on runs.
Yeah.
You can have a good football season or whatever, but it's a whole nother ball game to be a professional at it and actually win money at it year over year. And then you're gonna have some bad years, and very few people do that. I mean, point something % of sports gamblers do that.
Yeah.
Most of it is just entertainment. But it's a problem when you get FanDuel, like the former CEO of FanDuel basically came out and said their advertising is untruthful and you cannot win. Because if you do win, they'll just stop your account. Like, if you win too much,
they shut you down.
They shut you down, and they'll make you go bet somewhere else. They want the suckers. So he said a couple of things that he said. Beyond the house edge, which is already built in, meaning you have to bet 11 to win 10 anyway. That right there, and yet that's just normal. That right there puts you behind the 8 ball. Okay, so you have to win. That's why you have to win 54% and not 50% just to break even.
Yeah.
So they recognize that fans, especially young fans, and I think it's a real young man's problem, they are predisposed to want to root for positive outcomes. And they know that. So what they're doing is they're taxing the casuals. They will shade the lines toward what they know you want.
Interesting.
And there are algorithms that follow your bets to know who you like and what you like, and they will then change the lines knowing that you may like that bet.
They change the line specifically for your
They can.
app?
Dude. They shade lines. Dude, it's not good, man.
That's gross, dude.
It's like anything,
it's not good.
It's you pointed out one time the Instagram documentary. I don't remember what that was, but it was you were like, hey, you should watch this. And it was
yeah. That
right?
one was good. Yeah. I forget what the name of it
and
was.
it was terrifying. And same thing. They had Instagram like engineers that were like, dude, you have no idea how much the deck is stacked against you. Like it will know if you haven't been on the app in a while, and then it knows what to send you.
Wasn't that the social dilemma?
Social dilemma. It's like, hey, you're not using it as much as you used to. Like, and by the way, this is like a week. A week goes by and they're like, we don't like your usage. And it'll go through and find the things it knows that you can't resist. Like, it's creepy. And it sounds like that's what they're doing here.
Well, it is what they're doing. And this, by the way, this guy was the head of FanDuel. And he's sounding these alarms. And it's just amazing that nobody's listening to it. Yeah. All we're seeing is just the ads.
Yes.
And like, oh, okay, well, bet more. So they're basically taking advantage of your weaknesses. The other thing he said, and this was a really big problem, is parlays. This guy...
Yeah. I can only imagine.
Well, he said 30% of bets
are parlays,
but 60% of revenues are from parlays.
Oh my God!
So you are getting ripped off. He said that the consumer, particularly young men who are new, they go for the big hit.
So they put down a $40 bet on a 12-team parlay. Correct. Because if it hits, they win $50,000, and there's no chance of you winning that.
This is from DraftKings in Oregon. Just in Oregon in 2025 in January. On a parlays, they took $30 million worth of parlays, and they made $8 million off of it, which is almost a 27% margin, compared to single bets where they took $53 million, only made $4 million.
Exactly. Yeah. And so what customers think is they think that one big parlay hit
pays for everything,
is going to pay for all the losers because you're not going to win them very often. But what the FanDuel guy said was the odds are so bad, it won't.
Yeah.
So you can't win.
You can't.
And that's why if you go on the app, it's literally bet this parlay, bet this parlay, bet this parlay.
Why do you think they want you to do that? So it's just like, it's so blatant.
It's just rigged against you.
That it's really troublesome. Now, if it were just like regular old school sports betting, like you have a sports book and you have the head of the sports book who is making lines and trying to be fair about it. Now, they build in their edge, but they give you a chance anyway. That's one thing. But this new stuff,
it's kind of spooky. That's why it made me think of the Instagram thing. Is the algorithm? You're not going to beat the average person. Is not going to beat the algorithm. The algorithm is going to know what your weakness is, and it's going to play on it, and you will lose.
Well, that's what I just said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what he's saying.
What he's saying.
He's saying that, and then if you're a good bettor, and some people are, they just limit you. They either limit you or shut you down, and then they just exploit the bad ones. Jeez. So it's the easiest, and that's what makes me wonder why their stock is so low. I mean, they're killing it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean,
all of this to say,
that shouldn't come as a surprise.
All of it to say, just be careful.
Yeah. Well, and we've talked about it. We used to do the whole, we used to do our little picks and stuff, and we both kind of got weirded out by it because the other thing about this that I think is creepy is that, and I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody, right? Everyone does content, but the amount of people that are giving out expert picks that have no idea what they're doing is shocking. Like literally shocking. I mean, there's just women that have great up tops and they have become gambling gurus,
experts.
And it's like, what? And so, or you listen to a show and it's like, oh, well, these are my picks. And we used to do that, and we'd get someone that would call in and be like, hey, dumbass. You're like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I'm just telling you, like, I'm making 4 bets. You decided that bet big on 2 of them and you lost, and now you're pissed about it. And that's the thing is people are literally just taking information like out of the blue and then throwing it against computers and throwing it against algorithms. The deck is stacked against you, but it just everything about it is gamble, 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 gamble.
It's because they're marketing it for younger audience, like you said.
That's
like
right.
Coach Vaughn is in high schools, and she knows people there that are gambling.
Yeah,
because they're 18, so they can get on. Some of these Prize Picks or whatever type of apps that the Kalshi, I believe you only have to be 18. I'm not sure on that, but you can bet when you're 18 years old. And so college, I imagine, is just rampant. Everybody is doing it where they're just marketing to quick, Like, give me your pick, give me your why the reason, and then I'm gonna make that bet. And
that's
it's
right.
all marketed for younger people.
Darren Ravel was on like Twitter, and he was catching some flack for it. His kid, who's like 11, Darren Ravel has a account set up for him, and like is
He
teaching.
bets?
Yeah, and he's teaching his son. His whole thing is, well, they're going to gamble, and that the kid, this is what the kids want to do, so I'm trying to teach them to do it responsibly. And people are like, "Here's a good idea, man." Like,
Well, I
you
don't.
know,
I see where he's going though.
Get your 11-year-old into gambling.
Well, no, I think his point is is talking about the things we're talking about. Is like, don't fall into these traps. Like, you're probably not going to win, and you need to bet what you can afford, right? It's for fun. It's for entertainment. That said, don't fall into these traps. Like, now you're just getting ripped off.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a difference between betting for fun and winning some and losing some, and then just flat out untruthful advertising that rips you off.
Yeah.
And so maybe he's just trying to educate his kid about those things, and that I think is a good thing. If you want to get further into this, there's a book, and I've ordered it. It's on Amazon. I ordered it from Amazon. It's on its way to my house. I'm going to read it, and I'll report back. But it's a guy by the name of Danny Funt, and it's a book called Everybody Loses, and it goes in depth on this stuff. And I think it's important to just know what you're getting into.
Is it still a thing that people are paying for like the Vegas Dave picks? Is that still? Are people still doing?
Oh yeah,
that?
100%,
There's
yes.
touts out there, absolutely. Yeah, but I think there's also, I will say the one thing that's good about all of this coming above board is that there's more educational stuff out there about who those people are and how to avoid them.
Yeah.
Because I think the vast majority, even people that gamble or sports bet for a living, hate those guys, right? And so I think there is a big push to warn people about douchebags like that. Then they're just flat out scam artists. Like they're not doing anything different than you or I would do.
That's the whole thing, is that they're selling picks because they can't win by themselves.
Yeah. So like exactly. So if you go to a website and they have 20 guys or gals selling picks, just understand that 10 of them will be on one side, 10 of them will be on the other. And what they're trying to do is just somebody's going to win, and so they're going to build an audience that way. And it's like it's kind of foolproof.
Because if I could win, I wouldn't have to sell. Like, I would just bet as much money as I possibly could because I know I'm going to win. I don't have to sell it to make money.
Yeah,
like,
right. Why are you
they're
selling?
literally the losers that are selling these picks.
Someone said on the ESPN app, you literally have to scroll past all the betting lines before you actually see the game stats. It's true. It's just
right.
everyone's feeding it the same trough, and
It's wild out there.
It'd be interesting to see where get 5-10 years into this where we're going to be.
Which quarterback could be the next Sam Darnold?
Let's bet on it.
Actually, we will next on The Fan. All right, in the news is moments away, mere moments, steps away. But first, I saw a list. I actually sought out a list of the quarterbacks who could be the next Sam Darnold. Because what a unique and cool story, Sam Darnold.
It's unbelievable. Even though he didn't do much in the Super Bowl,
And
they do not get there without Sam Darnold. He was not
no, he's great.
He was not along for the ride.
Yeah, so we were talking the other day, and we brought up Tua. I think it was Joey last week. We were talking about Tua. We were talking about Kyler Murray. And these aren't really in the same category because those guys have already been paid.
Yeah, they had some success.
They weren't busts. Yeah, they had some success. So I sought out a list, and CBS Sports has one, and there are 7 quarterbacks on here. And yeah, it says, according to CBS Sports researcher Doug Clawson, this past season featured the most wins, passing yards, and passing touchdowns ever by first-round quarterbacks on teams that did not draft them, with players like Darnold, Mayfield, and Goff leading the way. So who is that next bust to reach his potential with a new team? 7 quarterbacks listed here.
Okay.
First one, Daniel Jones, which, I mean, we've kind of already seen a resurrection from Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
he just got hurt.
He got hurt, and then some of the shine was coming off. But to be fair, some of the shine came off on Sam Darnold, too. He led the league in turnovers.
Yeah, they're similar in that way.
I'd see that would be interesting. Like, I mean, we'll never know it, but Daniel Jones for like the first 10 weeks was Sam Darnold. If you took Daniel Jones and put him in Seattle, would they have had a similar or the same result?
I think they would.
That may be.
Don't you?
I don't know. I mean, that's Sam Darnold was really good for them, and he was good in Minnesota. He just was bad in the big moments, and in Seattle, he corrected some of that. Some of the shine came off Daniel Jones there. It was not going great before he got hurt, but that's an intriguing one.
Number 2 is Mac Jones.
Yeah, he'll get an opportunity somewhere. He will get an opportunity to be Sam Darnold somewhere. But he's got another year in San Francisco. I think he's still.
Yeah, they're keeping him.
Yeah, they're not gonna let him go.
Malik Willis.
Okay, later pick, but he will. It wouldn't shock me if someone made a trade for him because again, under contract.
Yeah,
I think
he had a nice year.
But someone I think will give him a shot. I gotta look and see make sure he's not a free agent.
No, he was a free agent. Remember we talked about this. Somebody is going to pay him a lot of money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he is up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone he will get paid
because he looked pretty good.
Yeah, he did
when he was in there. Zach Wilson on the list.
Ugh.
Now in Miami.
Ugh.
But he's very similar to Darnold in that a lot of tools, high draft pick. He was number 2 overall, and just didn't do a thing. But the thing to think about him is he has seemingly elite arm talent.
Yeah. And he's a good athlete.
And he can fling
around.
it, and he's a good athlete, but when he played, it just looked like he was overwhelmed. Like the position, he just couldn't process things. And that was kind of Darnold, right? Like Darnold didn't lack any of the tools.
Well, they both played for the Jets.
That's true.
That is true.
Like that, and that's the thing is maybe it could just be the Jets suck so bad, like you're not going to be successful anywhere.
It's hard for me, and this is probably just bias. It's hard for me to see Zach Wilson being successful because I've never seen it. There's, at least with Darnold, there were like glimpses.
Were there with the Jets?
A little bit. It's just Zach Wilson's really bad, but I mean Darnold wasn't good either. He was a turnover machine.
Wilson was just really uncomfortable in the pocket.
Yes. Well, and I saw him at BYU, and he wasn't very good. He had that 1 year because of COVID where they didn't play anybody. I don't know. Look, I'm not saying it can't happen, but I'm not betting on Zach Wilson. And let's also realize, too, that of all the quarterbacks that have kind of gone through this, like 4 of them have ever actually ended up being successful, Sam Darnold being one of them. So the odds of the next one may not happen for another, 10 years.
It's true. Anthony Richardson is on the list.
Here's another guy I have zero faith in.
He just had no experience.
He had no experience. He's not a quarterback. He's just an athlete. He's an athlete.
He's a specimen.
Yes.
The last 2 on the list are Will Levis, who I totally forgot about. I don't even know where he is. Maybe Tennessee still. Is he backing up Cam Ward?
Let's see what Will Levis is up to.
And then Trey Lance, who is a backup in L.A. with the Chargers.
Yeah.
He's an interesting one.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, there may be something there because, again, he's another guy that did not play a lot of football and didn't play high-level football. Yeah, Levis is still the backup in Tennessee. And there were some people that said that Levis or that Trey Lance had looked. I mean, preseason stuff, he had looked okay. That's interesting. I think I'd be more inclined to bet on a Trey Lance than I necessarily would be a Zach Wilson. Levis, same thing. I think Levis was just a physical specimen. I think far too often the big physical guy that we try to turn into a quarterback, I don't like that guy. That never works. And that's the Anthony Richardson. It's the Jake Locker syndrome, if you will. It's like, oh, he's a big guy that can run around. You're like, yeah, but he can't play quarterback.
Josh Allen's the one guy that was like that turned into something.
Yes, except Josh Allen was actually good. He just was very undisciplined. But yeah, that's everyone to the Anthony Richardson or the Will Levis. That is the Sam Darnold's. Josh Allen is the patron saint of that guy.
Right, and he's like the only one that I could think of. So you're like, to your point, it's 10 suck, and then there's one that's pretty good.
Actually, I think it's probably more like 20 to 30
True,
suck.
okay.
And then you end up with the good one. Because I don't put like Cam Newton in that. Cam Newton was special. Yeah, Cam Newton's one of the best, college quarterbacks of all time.
See, to me, Mac Jones has a lot of potential for this. If he spends a couple years with Kyle Shanahan and then goes and gets a starting job somewhere, and then Malik Willis as well.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting to see where he goes.
The Mac Jones one, because we saw it this year. When Mac Jones was playing in San Francisco with all the injuries,
yeah, it wasn't bad.
Mac Jones looked really good. And he was playing in a system like Shanahan that was a pure progression system. And it was like, we're not going to ask you to do a ton. I'm not going to ask you to read a lot. I'm going to have you go 1, 2, 3. Like, right? This is how we process things. So there are offenses that are specifically designed to make it easier on you. And then he still has the physical tools to sling the ball. He had a decent rookie year in New England, and then everything kind of fell apart after that. So, and a lot of this is predicated on who's your OC and do you have a good support system around you. Like Sam Darnold is the patron saint of all these guys, right? He is now the shining example of it. And had Geno Smith and Sam Darnold this year flipped, right? Let Geno stays in Seattle and Sam Darnold goes to Vegas. I don't know if Seattle would have won a Super Bowl with Geno. That's, who's to say? Geno was okay in Seattle. He was better than okay, but he wasn't as good as Sam Darnold was this year. But if you put Sam Darnold on that Vegas team, he would have been a disaster.
Yep. He
would have got his teeth kicked in. And by the way, he still led the league in turnovers, so he still would have led the league in turnovers in Vegas. And we are not talking about Sam Darnold like this. So I do think it's important for any one of these guys. Like Malik Willis has to be really careful where he decides to go. You can't just say, I'm going to go someplace where I'm guaranteed the starting job and that's going to pay me a bunch of money. If he ends up in a bad situation, his career as a starter is over. There is a matter of making sure that you, as you try to resurrect your career, you end up in Minnesota, you end up in San Francisco, you end up with a Clint Kubiak, you end up with a LaFleur. Make sure you end up with a coach that is a quarterback whisperer and an organization that's going to build a decent team around you, because you aren't going to be good enough to overcome a bad situation. Look at Baker and Darnold both when they ended up like in Carolina. Like those are disasters, and those are two good starting quarterbacks now, but they're not good enough to overcome the dysfunction that is the Carolina Panthers. That's a freaking disaster.
We'll present this list to Joey Harrington later, see what he thinks. But we must move on to In the News coming up next. They found your guy with the Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
Remember that, bro?
Yeah, that guy.
Tell you where they found him.
My Uber driver.
Yeah. And we have 5 warnings from scientists for Oregon.
Oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh's right.
Scientists.
Unless
Science is over.
Right.
Aren't we done with science now? Haven't we moved past science? I do my own research.
Bunch of quacks.
Yeah.
We'll get to that next. But first, Stephen with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, former All-Star point guard Chris Paul, he announced his retirement today from the NBA. He was actually dealt at the trade deadline, but nobody really wants him. He's 40 years old, but He was a 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, 9-time All-Defensive Team, was a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and part of the NBA's 75th anniversary team in his 21 years in the NBA. According to Yahoo Sports, negotiations between Sacramento State and the MAC Conference have intensified over an expansion agreement that is nearing a vote. Sac State is reportedly offering an entry fee of more than $15 million to join the MAC Conference. Federal prosecutors found new documents today accusing Cleveland Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase of rigging at least 15 pitches over 3 years, including one pitch in Game 1 of the 2024 ALDS against the Tigers. Co-conspirators in this conspiracy won over $450,000 on his prop bets. Prosecutors in Utah have filed a first-degree felony rape charge against BYU wide receiver Parker Kingston. Kingston will be held without bail. BYU said they are taking this very seriously and will cooperate with law enforcement. Kingston was BYU's top receiver last year, 66 catches over 900 yards. And the Trailblazers head into the All-Star break in 9th place in the Western Conference at 27-29 after their win over Utah last night. They are 2.5 games behind Golden State for that 8th seed, but have the easiest schedule in the NBA the rest of the way. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the Georgia Coy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call Georgia Coy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now
Do you like this music, the Dandy Warhols? A long time ago. Very sensual.
I know. I feel I'm getting a little aroused right now. Please sing some more.
It is February 13th, 2026. Time now for In the News. I'm your news man. Hello. Thank you. You know what today is? It's Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah.
Did you notice that, guys? Are you scared?
I am not. I'm not a superstitious. Do you have any? Like, I don't.
No.
Yeah, I'm not superstitious at all. I don't have anything lucky. I don't have anything that's cursed. Black cats, ladders, moons, goochers, whatever.
What about LeVon James in there? You're basketball guys can be pretty superstitious.
I'm definitely not. No, not even when I played. I always did a left-handed layup first. That was about it because I was very right-handed dominant. So I was like, I might as well get this left one out of the way.
Okay. Yeah, you see baseball players like jump over the chalk and stupid stuff.
Yeah. I think a lot of that stuff tends to be, especially nowadays, I just always find it performative.
Yeah.
It's not really superstitious. You just like the attention. LeBron James.
LeBron.
What's he do?
Oh, he does
The chalk
the
thing.
chalk thing or whatever. Like J.J. McCarthy would go and sit out underneath the goalpost and stare.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's 800 cameras around him. Something tells me he wouldn't do that if people weren't photographing him.
It is also World Radio Day.
Oh.
How about that?
Go. Oh, you douchey radio guys.
That's right. The most trusted form of communication.
Is it really?
Well, I mean, I think it is.
Let's go with that.
Or, I mean, they say it is. Probably not.
Boy, I'll tell you what. Matt Ishbia just tried to do like a reverse layup. It was something else.
A couple minutes ago, he went behind the back to a guy as well.
He literally tried to go up and under while spinning and then just fell over and hit the bottom of the rim.
He looks a little gassed.
Oh, my God.
The purple hair guy, he has airballed a free throw and now a three-pointer.
That's the wanger. I think that's Dylan.
And he just said, my bad, my
Yeah,
bad.
my bad,
Yeah,
my
no
bad.
kidding. Thank you.
The wanger. God,
for
just
that.
I can't get enough of watching Matt Ishbia play basketball. There's the Mormon housewife.
Oh, yeah. The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
So they found Daniel Myers. He was the Uber driver that we talked about yesterday who was Uber Eatsing with another woman in the same car and then took her off to try to attack her and then stabbed her, but then took her to get help for her wounds.
Yeah. Boy, that was a real roller coaster of emotion on
Yeah.
that story.
Yeah.
A lot of ins and
A lot
outs.
going on there.
Yeah.
Well, they found him. He was on the lam, and shockingly, he was in Bakersfield, California.
Oh, so he made it a little ways.
Yeah, he got all the way down there. And
Took his Honda Civic down there.
yeah. Sheridan Fruit Company is closing today. Speaking of buildings that are closing in Portland that everyone's mad about.
What's closing?
Sheridan Fruit Company, bro.
Should I? No.
Yeah, a Portland
iconic.
staple.
Is it?
Yeah. 110 years they've been in business down on the Central East Side. They can no longer make ends meet.
MLK.
So you clearly did not buy your fruit there.
I did not.
It's by the city liquidators.
Yeah, City Liquidators, that area down
Yeah.
there.
This is another one where I'm going to feel bad. I'm like, oh, man. But I never went there, nor did I really know about it. So
I never went there, but I remember going by it all the time when I was little, and I thought it was a cool-looking building. So I am not a fan of them tearing this down.
Yeah, Steven's against it.
Protest.
Well, they're not going to tear it down. They're just closing
Well,
it.
I'm gonna.
So something
invest.
else will replace it. So
Yeah.
maybe something that will be
So
successful.
we got the quad god on this.
Yeah. Can he save the Sheridan Fruit Company?
Lord knows he's not winning medals.
No. 8th place. Whatever.
Well, we are very low on snow, as you know.
Yeah.
Although they may get some snow up there this weekend, it sounds like.
Are they even? I mean, we talked
No.
about this while you were gone, but most of the ski operations now
Not even
are-
open.
Yeah. They shut down, or if they are, they've got limited runs open.
It's a very sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Biden.
There is no fresh pow pow, man. None.
Yeah, so Idaho and Washington also have historically low snow.
I'm guessing that when the spring and summer hit, this is not going to be good for us.
Scientists are saying that Oregon may be the worst off of all of them. This is so if you look at the Mount Hood snowpack since 1980 model, it is shockingly, like it has just gone straight down. And it's a sad state of affairs. And this is leading to state climatologist Larry O'Neill issuing warnings to us about what this means.
I don't know about you, but I heard the head of the EPA today literally said that any sort of climate change is a hoax. So that's the head of the EPA. He said that today.
Here are the 5 ways Oregon's snow drought could impact the state, according to science. 1, Oregon could face a longer fire season.
That's kind of was my gut feeling, is that something tells me that we're going to burn a lot.
It's just a bigger window for opportunity for fires to start.
Well, someone better be raking those damn forests. Wait, can't we turn on a spigot? Didn't we hear that too? Can we turn on the water from somewhere? I thought I remember someone saying that.
A wet spring is always possible, and can itself cause vegetation growth that exacerbates fire season, but drought conditions going into summer dry out vegetation on the forest floor and leave them more susceptible to lightning-caused or human-caused ignitions. Number 2, smoke from nearby states could be a big issue. Drought maps show that much more of Oregon, Washington, Idaho are now abnormally dry or in moderate to severe drought conditions than they were at this point last year. And that could mean even if one state ends up with a lighter fire season, smoke from nearby states could still cause major problems.
Yeah, I don't want smoke from neighboring states, but I'm more concerned about fire from this state. I have a bigger concern over that.
Well, does anyone care where smoke is coming from?
No, not really.
Like when you step outside your house, you go, oh, that's just Idaho smoke.
Yeah,
it's fine. Oregon's struggling fish will suffer even more. The native salmon. Saving them has not been easy, Jason. A dry winter and low snowpack could be another major problem for the fish because fish runs depend on high flows and cold water. Low flows from winter snowpack give dam operators limited flexibility to increase spills and improve conditions for fishies.
Damn it. This isn't good.
No, it's not good. There's 2 more warnings.
We haven't even hit to the where my bro's gonna, where my bro's gonna shred.
Well, they're not going to shred. You got to go to Colorado or something.
Ridiculous.
The last 2 warnings from scientists for the state of Oregon. The state could face multiple economic hits. Oregon depends on a robust water system for many parts of its economy. And there are a lot of economic impacts in especially dry years like this year.
Not good. This is all very bad.
A drought can mean a 10 or 15% reduction in accessible power from dams. And this year could be a preview of a new normal. This snow drought is shaping up to be historically bad, and if these conditions continue, it could be the worst on record. We are in uncharted territory, they say, and while it's impossible to attribute one warm month or dry season to climate change, this is part of a trend that we're starting to see of lower snowpack across the West. The winters in the coming decades will be much more like this, and that means while this could be one of the worst snow droughts on record, it could also be a glimpse into our future. We're the new San Diego.
Fake news.
No snow here.
Fake news.
Get out your flip-flops.
Fake news. It's
Steven.
not real. I want to tell you, man, head of the EPA today told me, not real.
So those are the 5 warnings from scientists about the state of Oregon and our low snowpack this year.
So
things are going great.
Unless RFK said it, I ain't listening.
Do you want to hear something RFK said?
God, not really. But
And I said, I'm not scared of a germ. I used to snort cocaine off of toilet seats. And I know this disease will kill me.
What?
You didn't hear that one?
No.
Should I play it again? Play it again! Play it again! Dad!
And I said, I'm not scared of a germ. I used to snort cocaine off of toilet seats. And I know this disease will kill me.
So he's talking about not being a germaphobe
Well, I mean,
because he used to snort blow off
There's
the
a-
toilet seats.
guess he's got.
He's not afraid of germs.
He got a valid point. Now, someone does bring up that the answer to this is clearly a new tax of some kind will
Yeah.
help the snowpack.
I think
improve.
that's right.
I think we're on to something here. Yes, we need some sort of snowpack tax. I very much would like to pay that. So let's get on that, government leaders. City Council, the ball is in your court.
Try it again, please.
Let's tax our way out of this snowpack.
Okay,
issue.
the last story, we'll get to this next. We have not talked about this yet, but somehow they discovered that $100 million was not spent on on homeless issues.
Yeah, I said,
Just sitting there like,
sitting
oh
around.
my gosh, look at that.
Yeah, send it up to the mountain.
$100 million sitting right there.
Yeah.
They have addressed that, and we will see what they said coming up next on The Fan.
and 1080 AM.
Hi, are we back? Are we on the air?
I think we're
Is this radio?
Mama didn't raise no
Something like
bitch.
Maybe she did. I don't know.
This is in the news, Feb 13, 2026. Portland's new city administrator has addressed the discovery of over $100 million in unspent housing funds.
I love we were like $1 billion short, this year with the budget, but then we found $100 million that was we forgot about that.
Now, this poor fella, his name is Raymond Lee, and he is 2 weeks into his tenure at the city. So I don't know that we can blame him, but he is saying that he is hiring an outside firm to investigate how city bureaus manage their money.
I do enjoy that our solution to finding money that's misused or not used at all is to spend more money to then do a study on what exactly happened with these unused funds.
Yeah, because the guy who comes out and speaks is always the guy who's like, well, I just got here. I don't know. I'll hire a firm.
Can we hire a firm to look into the snowpack thing and then figure out how we're going to tax us on
Well,
it?
I want to hear from the people who managed it, the people who missed it.
What I enjoyed is that
How do you miss that?
Well, they found it was almost 50 million. And they were like, oops, we found it. And then 2 months later, they're like, guys, you're not going to believe this. We did it again. So they actually found 2 separate piles of $50 million that were sitting around. My thing is, we have this $1 billion shortfall. Just keep looking. Turns out if you look hard enough, every couple months you find $50 million.
They should be applauded. They found
It's
this
amazing
money.
the way I don't hear any applause for that.
They found 10% of it.
It's like when you're looking through an old jacket and you find a 20. That's the government equivalent of that.
They forgot to spend it.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
So apparently, most of the money is earmarked for things like affordable housing, abating homelessness, or providing rent assistance, but was previously sitting unbudgeted and underutilized. That said, there's nothing particularly nefarious about how the money ended up where it did. He says, we don't feel like there's anything fraudulent happening in the city as it relates to the funds that we have. We just didn't show up for 4 weeks, and it was just sitting there. I don't know. What? Unbelievable. Is that worse than, say, if somebody just ripped it off? Which is worse?
I mean, it's worse if someone steals it, because eventually we did find
But
the
the
money.
level of incompetence, that's just...
Is it possible that someone was stealing the money and they just, they
Yes,
weren't
entirely.
able to...
Entirely.
Because think about this, right? You're some bean counter in there and you just siphon off 10, 20, 30, 40 million and no one notices for a while. You're like, all right. At some point, it just disappears, but then someone found it. This feels like this was an attempted fraud, and they just eventually caught it in time.
I mean, I find this next paragraph that I'm going to read you so unsatisfying. Yeah. Okay. It says, the first and most significant discovery was nearly $21 million in rental services office funds, revealed to the city council in November before Lee was in place. But within the past several weeks, city staff have identified nearly $25 million in housing investment fund, sub-funds, what does that mean? Right. Nearly $20 million in collected short-term rental fees, and at least 4 other housing bureau accounts, which total more than $62 million in unspent, unbudgeted funds. How does that happen?
I need to get into government.
God, you do.
I'm just, someone elect me. Let's go.
Many of the funds were deliberately allowed to accrue over the years and were not regularly reported.
Someone said we forgot to embezzle it. That's what it was. It was there. We just forgot to. Look, we earmarked it for embezzlement. We just forgot. By the way, this sounds like something I would, under my leadership, this is something that would happen. Look, to be honest with you guys, we meant to steal it. We just didn't get around to it. And then we found it and we thought to ourselves, at this point it was too much. We're going to give it back. It's kind of cool, though, that we have $100 million. And then we realize that we're still like $1 billion in the hole. We're like, damn it. More taxes. Raise them. Raise them.
So Lee said, what my charge is and what I will be looking at is, does this replicate itself throughout the city, and ensuring that it does not? And what processes and procedures and structures do we have in place to ensure when we are moving forward as an organization, we are embezzling properly?
I want a blue ribbon I enjoyed it. I want a blue ribbon fact-finding commission set up, 6 to 12 months of investigation at the cost of probably around $10 million. I want someone to get to the bottom of this. Let's go.
Yeah, I just,
Tina.
Like these people ask, where is the money put away? I assume they put it in bank accounts. Yes. They're just basically saying, oh my God, here's a bank account, and it has $62 million in it. Totally missed that one. Forgot about it. Is that the most unsatisfying answer of all time?
Yes.
Something's not right here.
Well, actually, no. I've heard some answers coming from our Attorney General recently that may be slightly more unsatisfactory, but it's close. It's getting up there.
And then if you're short funds, don't you just check the accounts and be like, oh, here's $62 million. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Like someone was applying for rent assistance and they were like, we can't. Oh, wait, you know what? Turns out we can't help you.
God.
We've got a lot of it. We can't even embezzle properly in this city. What the hell's going on?
All right, we got to go.
Somebody said skedaddle.
We do got skedaddle.
You know the word skedaddle? It means skedaddle.
If you got into government, would it even shock you how stupid our leaders are? Because I think I've got a good idea of how dumb and incompetent everyone is, but someone tells me if you got in there and you got to open up that this is how screwed up the book really is, it would even floor you more.
I think it would shock me more how nefarious people are.
Yeah.
I just think a lot of this it's not necessarily dumb.
Yeah.
It's
Now,
people are bad.
A wiser man than me once said this. Think about when you were growing up playing Monopoly, right? Whoever was the banker, they ended up stealing. And that was fake money with your family members. Now put it with real money and people that you don't know and don't give an S about. And that's really what you have here. It's true. You know, you fall behind on Marvin's Gardens a little bit. You took that $500 you were planning on paying it back, and you never got around to it. Now this is just $62 million, and you don't give an F about the people it's supposed to go to.
There's going to be no repercussions for it?
None.
That's right.
When
Nobody's
you
watching
when you
anything.
get caught, you're
Nobody
just
cares,
like,
yeah.
Or you're in bed with the right people
Yeah.
and you move a little money around. And
Tell you what, Grandma, I was watching your old ass. Where'd you get all the 50s? Seems a little suspicious.
yeah, Tex says the only people that drive for political power like that are the people that are going to embezzle, and we all know this.
Which is once again,
It's really what we all think.
it's why I should be. I'm
And then we're stunned that $100 million was just sitting there.
I'm launching my campaign. Me and Chris Dudley.
That is in the news, Feb 13, 2026, brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. R.I.P. Chris Paul next, followed by Joey Harrington for Storytime at 5:30 on The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the fan, Chris Paul has announced his retirement from the NBA via a social media post. Paul's 40 years old. He was a 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-Member of the All-NBA team, 2006 Rookie of the Year, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and part of the NBA's 75th anniversary team in his 21 seasons in the NBA. According to Yahoo Sports, negotiations between Sacramento State and the MAC Conference have intensified over expansion agreement that is nearing a vote. Sac State offering an entry fee of more than $15 million to join the MAC Conference. Federal prosecutors filed new documents accusing Cleveland Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase of rigging at least 15 pitches over 3 years, including one pitch in Game 1 of the 2024 ALDS against the Detroit Tigers. Co-conspirators won over $450,000 on those prop bets. Prosecutors in Utah filed a first-degree felony rape charge against BYU wide receiver Parker Kingston. Kingston was held without bail. BYU said in a statement that it takes any allegation very seriously, will cooperate with law enforcement. Kingston was BYU's top receiver last year, 66 catches, over 900 yards. And your Trailblazers, 27-29 as they head into the All-Star break after beating the Jazz last night. They're tied for 9th with the Clippers and 2.5 games behind the Warriors for 8th. But in the second half of the season, the Trailblazers do have the easiest schedule in the NBA. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
All right, welcome back. Hope you're having a nice, juicy little Friday. We are your sportsmen. I'm Isaac. Hello. Big Sook's right over there.
Dude.
Look at him.
Watching Taco Fall dominate the NBA Celebrity All-Star game.
Wasn't he like 8 feet?
It does appear that he is...
Is Matt Ishbia guarding him?
No, but I did see Matt Ishbia hit the bottom of the rim and fall over, which was kind of enjoyable.
Yeah, it's the Celebrity All-Star game.
Yeah.
NBA All-Star Weekend. Catch the fever. This year it's USA versus World, right?
Yes.
Isn't that what they're doing?
Kind of, sort of, but I think they've got some guys that don't really... I don't think they have enough world players now because of injuries. So, like, Norman Powell got traded to the international team because I think he's got some... Yeah.
Where is he from?
He's from, like, California, but apparently he's got some Jamaican blood somewhere in his 23andMe, so... Look, they're running out of players, so they're just like, I don't know. Here, Norman Powell was traded to the international team.
So is it like the Pro Bowl where they just keep going down the list? Like Shedeur Sanders was at the Pro Bowl?
Yes.
Is it like that?
I don't think it's that bad for the NBA, but
who's the worst player there?
Well, that'd be Young Hansen.
He's in. No, he's in
Young Hansen, and I stand by this, he might be the worst NBA player I've ever seen play basketball.
That's incredible. Because you watch a lot of NBA.
Yes, he does absolutely nothing well. Now he might get better. You know, we'll hold out hope.
Hey. Yeah. He's on the Rising Stars.
He's shooting like 25%, and he gets pushed around every single time he's in the game.
What does he do the least worst?
He's tall. His size.
Okay, but what does he do, like skill-wise? Does he?
Stands there. He's tall.
He's tall.
He's tall. He sticks his hands in the air, like on defense. He contests shots.
He's great on TikTok.
Isn't he like? Didn't they say he was like Jokic? Like he can pass. Can he pass?
There was like a week after the draft where everyone in Portland was convinced that they had gotten the steal of the draft, and boy, you just wait. And it turns out there's a reason why he had to descend from the rafters on draft night. But
Oh my God.
someone telling me that McClung apparently is injured and not playing. Son of a gun.
But the All-Star game, the
Worst player?
yeah.
Probably Norman Powell or Denny Advia.
Well, Abdia's a nice player.
Obvious, quite good. I don't know. Darren Fox is the one that just got added because of injury.
So one of those three, I would say.
But the stars are in there, right? I know LeBron didn't.
Like
make
Luka's supposedly going to play a couple
Yeah.
minutes, even though he didn't play last night.
it. Okay. Giannis,
Giannis is not playing.
He's hurt.
SGA's not playing.
he's hurt.
Uh,
Curry's hurt. Oh my God! Like is Wemby playing in it?
I think Wemby's playing in
probably
it.
playing.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's a good draw.
Yeah, he's playing in it. Oh, no. The worst player in it is probably Brandon Ingram. Come on.
Ingram's an All-Star.
Oh, he got named an All-Star?
Yeah.
Well, then, he's
Brandon
the worst
Ingram.
one.
Brandon Ingram's in it. Your and my Toronto Raptors.
Let's play the new fun game of how high will Brandon Ingram be when they tip?
How mad was he when he got announced as an All-Star?
He's going to be winging a bottle at someone.
That was like Rashid back in the day. Rashid was always mad when he got voted into the All-Star game. He'd tell coaches not to vote him in because he didn't want to go.
Well, you don't have to play, do you? Do you have to go?
I think you have to.
Yeah.
If you get put in the All-Star
think you
game,
have to show up.
You have to show up.
Yeah. Unless you pull my arm. Half
Yeah,
the team-
well, that's what. Yeah.
But even all those hurt guys, I think, are there at All-Star weekend.
Yeah, I do think you're
Yeah.
required to show up.
Well, because I mean, it is kind of a fun weekend, like for inside NBA people, right?
Sure.
Like everybody's there and they all party.
Well, I
and-
would think that the scooch is probably quite good. Again,
Right.
all the Instagram hots and celebrities have to be there. You would think, although maybe your girl wants to go and then that gets awkward.
Where are they playing this one this year? Where are they at?
I want to say Dallas, maybe.
Is it Dallas?
It's like a Dallas type of thing.
Shouldn't you know this, Steven? Aren't you our NBA?
Dude, All-Star game, I care literally zero.
Will you
about.
watch it?
No. I'll watch Saturday night because I'm sure my kids will want to watch like the 3-point contest, the dunk
Lillard.
contest.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's at the new Inuit Dome. It's in LA.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
it's close.
I don't know who this is, but this
I don't
is
think it was.
this is good.
Yeah, who's that?
I don't know.
I know.
It's just look the
Love
NBA.
Island, it looks like here.
Oh yeah, Love
She's
Island.
from Love Island.
Love Island.
Boy.
I also want you to know that the NBA has paid 200 influencers to descend upon Los Angeles
Yeah.
to put out nonstop hot influencing content because that's what's going to get the people to care.
It's good that I don't follow any of the 200.
Shame on you.
That's a
Otherwise,
you problem.
you would know that this lovely busty lady here
She is busty, isn't she?
is from Love Island.
You know.
Well, the NBA is leaning hard into the please someone pay attention to this crap.
Well, Chris Paul won't be there. Or maybe he will.
Well,
But he has announced his
He
retirement.
is.
As a fan in the stands.
It's officially over.
I'm guessing Chris Paul probably gets a sideline pass, right? 21 years, Hall of Fame career,
Yeah.
you get to show up on the sidelines?
Definitely.
I thought he was already retired. But
No, he got waived. No one wanted him.
Yeah, he wanted to play, but literally nobody wanted him.
What's hilarious is
that's
that
kind of sad.
it's a little sad.
Are we getting sad,
Yeah.
Chris Paul, now?
Well, the moment they got rid of him, like they got hot. Like the Clippers went on a hellacious tear. And then they had to move James Harden because James Harden didn't want to be there. But it has to feel a little insulting if you're Chris Paul that they just set you away and then all of a sudden got really good. Apparently the only thing keeping the Clippers from being good was the presence of Chris Paul.
Well, R.I.P.
He's probably out riding that banana somewhere with Dwayne Wade. And remember they used to go on those?
The banana boat, yeah.
Yeah, they'd ride that big inflatable banana.
LeBron.
Yeah.
Coming up next, no more team report cards in the NFL.
This is the problem.
Thanks a lot, Obama.
Unbelievable.
We'll get to that, and then Joey Harrington will get in here for his weekly hit that we like to call Storytime. This is 105.1 The Fan. Yeah, that's right. Joey Harrington coming up next. We'll wrap up the Super Bowl, and we'll ask him the question we asked yesterday. Does he expect Oregon to win a title in the next 5 years? Forget what I teased here. What did I tease?
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Were you
now.
not paying attention?
So we talked about the Celebrity All-Star Game. What did you tease?
Oh, I know what I teased. Bad news for the NFL.
Oh, yes. What is bad news? What bad news?
I don't think you still know what we're talking about, do you? Just
to
follow
think-
my lead. It's okay. I got you.
I'm trying to think of what happened in the NFL. Well, this is always where you say it's bad news, but it's not really bad news because it's the NFL.
Well, the NFL Players Union report cards
Yeah.
that annually grade the team's working conditions. Now, they come out every year, and it always showcases the terrible franchises like Miami.
Yeah, they talk about facilities, they talk about ownership, they talk about travel. It's just like what you think of how each organization is run.
Yeah, it's like you think the Chiefs are like this top-notch organization
Gets
because they
terrible
win
marks.
championships, but their players are saying it's absolutely an awful environment to work in.
Yeah.
So those, the owners have gone to court to try to make it so that those do not become public,
Yeah, they sued them.
and they won.
Yeah, they won the grievance.
So the NFL informed all 32 teams today in a memo that it prevailed in its grievance versus the Players Association and its team report cards. An arbitrator determined that the Players Association's conduct violated the CBA and ordered it to stop making public any future report cards.
Yeah, it said that it violated it because it was disparaging NFL clubs and individuals, and that is you're not allowed to do that. You can't just go out there and talk wild S. Although the NFL,
But they're not, though.
I mean, when you give the Chiefs a D minus, yeah, that they say that's kind of talking S. Even though they're anonymous, there's still quotes in there. The NFLPA, by the way, said that they're going to keep collecting these. They just won't make the results public.
But it doesn't do any good if they're not public. They're not going to do anything about them.
Well, no one did.
Did the
anything.
franchise do anything about them anyway?
Probably not. Although I would think if you're a well-run organization, I would want to know what the other players in the league and my own team thinks about me.
Right, and if I was a free agent, I feel like I would want to look at that list and be like, oh, I don't want to go to this franchise because they run it horribly.
I'm trying to think, because we went through this last year. I'm looking here. The Falcons got an A.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the teams that got an A last year. Oh, the Dolphins actually got an A.
Okay.
Sorry, I disparaged them.
Isn't it weird
erroneously.
that the Chiefs get a bad mark, the Dolphins get a good mark? So again, it's not.
It has nothing to do with wins and losses.
No.
Like the Vikings got an A, and the Seahawks got an A. Those are the A's from last year.
Okay.
2025. Now the 2026 ones were supposed to come out here soon.
But we won't get them.
We won't get them now.
Yeah, it said it was the memo, the NFLPA said it was designed by the union to advance its interests under the guise of scientific exercise. The NFLPA refused to produce data related to previous surveys, and the union's witness and counsel admitted to the union that it cherry-picked topics and responses to include in the report cards. So they just thought it was just a way to kind of make people look bad.
So they used food and dining. They used treatment of facilities. They used nutritionist, dietitian, locker room, training staff, coaching staff, things like this is what they rated.
Yeah.
The worst last year were the Cardinals, the Browns, and the Jags.
Well, and to be fair, those are teams that do not have a good history of being well run. Like when you're around the NFL, you know what organizations have good reputations, and you know. But if you have a good coach and you have a good quarterback, you can go a long way to solving that. But like when I was in Tampa, we had some of the worst. Like we were a joke. We had the worst facilities in the NFL. Sometimes the Glazers, the owners, would delay payment by a day or two.
Yeah, weren't they like notoriously cheap?
Yeah, they were like some of the worst owners because they would accrue money in like interest and investment income, and so they were always late with their checks. And I mean, it was really bad. We didn't have an indoor practice facility. We had to shut down sometimes when it rained because we didn't have anywhere to go. We were right by an airport, and the airport fumes would shut us down sometimes. I mean, they called the Buccaneers. That's a true story. There's times where if it was a really busy part of a day and there was a lot of smog, the airport would trap the fumes like above, and guys couldn't breathe. So we would have to go in and like do walkthroughs. And that team won a Super Bowl. Like it was shockingly bad. So, you know, you can rip someone for a report card all you want, but it doesn't actually. it doesn't necessarily mean wins and losses.
Who do you think's the best owner in the NFL?
That's a good question.
Jody.
I mean, that's unfair. Besides Jody.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, we all know this.
Jodes. Who wouldn't want Jody?
Loria gets a lot of love in Philadelphia. A lot of this, Robert Kraft gets a lot of love in New England.
But didn't the Patriots score pretty low on this thing, too?
Did
Let
he?
me look.
A lot of it is just, honestly, it is...
The Rooneys?
Yeah, the Rooneys. Some of that is just a matter of are they willing to spend? Do they give you the leeway to be successful? And so I think, that's what it ultimately boils down to. Whereas like the Cardinals, the Bengals, not only are they, why are you a bad owner? Because you're cheap. It's just, I would guess that's what it boils down to, is who's cheap and who's not. Who runs it like a for-profit business and who runs it as we're trying to do everything we can to win.
Clark Hunt's pretty good,
Mhm.
even though the Chiefs don't score well on that thing.
Yes. But like Tapper in Carolina is
Tepper.
viewed as, or Tepper. Mark Davis is viewed pretty crappily, although maybe that's changed a little bit in Vegas now that he's lightened up the purse strings a little bit. Believe it or not, Kroenke gets a lot of love with the Rams. He's a guy that spends a bunch. Who's the Ravens owner? The Biscotti guy?
Scotty.
Gets a lot of love. I would guess that Jeffrey Lurie, though, probably is viewed as right now, especially in light of the way Philadelphia's been doing it. I'm guessing he probably gets a lot of votes for best owner in the NFL.
I think that guy for Minnesota's good. Ziggy Wilf.
Yeah. When they do good on the report cards too. And then the Pagula, the Bills owner, I think people like him as well. I think he's one of the kind of like empowerment sort of bosses.
Yeah, but he was the goober that came out and threw the wide receiver under the bus.
Yeah. Wasn't the best look.
Moron.
And worst owner that I don't know why, Woody Johnson, the Jets.
Yeah, he's the worst.
Duh.
He's got to be the worst.
Yeah, that thing's a effing disaster.
Him and the Browns.
Jerry
guy.
Jones, too.
I don't know. Like, the players love Jerry, though.
I think Jerry's a good owner.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but I think he is.
Yeah. I'm telling you, his players love him. Like,
Don't you think-
He doesn't fire coaches either.
He is a unique individual.
Don't you think he's a bit like, you could draw some parallels to Paul Allen when he was with the Blazers? Because just uber rich,
Yeah.
like, but not perfect. But I don't know. I think he's kind of like Paul Allen.
Good little owner.
Yeah, like you want him as your owner, but you don't. Like it's
Right.
like you wouldn't have traded Paul Allen.
Like, you don't want him to go on and do his radio show where he's spilling the beans, but he obviously cares, and he gives
Yeah.
coaches a fair chance. Like, he doesn't necessarily just go out and fire guys.
This is going to be weird, but I honestly think this is it's like the old joke. Jerry Jones is the best and the worst owner, all tied into one. There are aspects of him that probably make him as good as owner in the NFL, and there's aspect of him that make him the worst. Now, from if you want to be a player and be comfortable, there's no better organization. You have the best travel, you have the best food, you have the best women, you have the best facilities. Like, all of that stuff is A+, first class all the way. If you're good in Dallas, you can be a Cowboy for life. You're allowed around that organization. Jerry takes very good care of you. Eventually, you get paid. He's going to treat you, he's going to take it down to the wire. But for the most part, everyone that Jerry has had basically gets paid. Sometimes way more than they should get paid. But eventually he does pay his guys. But at the same time, all of his meddling and making it all about Jerry ultimately keeps them from being successful. So while you're there, you probably won't win anything.
But look at the facilities.
Yeah. But they are
Best in the league.
But it's the best in the league. So it's a push-pull with Jerry. There's parts of him that, and I think that's why ultimately the players love him. And Jerry loves being loved by the players. There's a lot of owners that don't give an F what they're thought of. Jerry desperately wants to be one of the guys. He wants to be part of the team. But you listen to guys like Michael Irvin and Troy and those guys, they swear by him. He's part of it. Even though they know deep down he's a big issue.
Throw some blow and some hookers in the locker room. They're your best friend.
Knowing some people that
Come on, Paul.
that were in Dallas, if you want to have a good time, team sanctioned, there's not a better place to
Come
go
on, Jody.
in the NFL.
Who know? You don't know if Jody's doing that or not.
Maybe that's why they won. All right, Joey Harrington coming up next. We'll talk to him about the Ducks. We'll ask him a question that we asked yesterday, and that is, does he expect Oregon to win a title within the next 5 years? And we'll wrap up the Super Bowl coming up next with our friend Joey Harrington. First, Stephen with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, NBA point guard Chris Paul has announced his official retirement today on a social media post. Paul is 40 years old, 12-time All-Star, 2006 Rookie of the Year, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, part of the NBA's 75th anniversary team in his 21 years in the association. According to Yahoo Sports, negotiations between Sacramento State and the MAC Conference have intensified over an expansion agreement that is nearing a vote. Sac State is offering an entry fee of more than $15 million to join the MAC Conference. Federal prosecutors filed new documents accusing Cleveland Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase of rigging at least 15 pitches over 3 years, including a pitch that was in the playoffs, Game 1 of the 2024 ALDS against the Detroit Tigers. Co-conspirators won over $450,000 on Clase prop bets. Prosecutors in Utah filed a first-degree felony rape charge against BYU wide receiver Parker Kingston. 21-year-old be held without bail. BYU said they are taking the allegation very seriously. Kingston, top receiver of BYU last season, 66 catches, over 900 yards. And the Trailblazers head into the All-Star break at 27-29 as they beat the Jazz last night. They're tied for 9th place in the Western Conference with the LA Clippers, 2.5 games behind the Warriors for that 8th seed. But in the second half of the year, the Blazers have the easiest schedule in the NBA. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acted like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
wash away last night's 6-pack of hams. But Tuesday brings the promise of making things all right. But you still drive to work in your face for your flight to talk about your colorectal exam. You're back to work on Thursday and your boss is all uptight 'cause you didn't push your best-selling brand. But now it's the Friday drive and it's story time. Yes, it's story time. The one time a week when you can truly plan. It's story time. Yes, it's story time. We're pushing it out on every airwave we can. We're on both 105.1 and 1080 The Fan. Part of the Fan's Global Sports Radio Network.
All right, it is officially story time with Joey Harrington as football has ended. R.I.P. He is, I believe, on his way to Las Vegas again. He's a whale. He's known
I'm
as
a gambling man.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm a whale. That's what it is.
You're a whale,
I
and
can't
they're
think-
flying you in.
I can't think of a worse reason to go to Las Vegas than when you go to Las Vegas.
What are you
Kids,
talking about? That is absolutely the best reason to go to Las Vegas because, one, it keeps you out of the casinos for the majority of the day, and two, it gives you. I don't know. I'm just rambling here.
I do not have it in me to be a good parent when it comes to youth sports.
so he's going for a
Yes.
kids soccer
Kids soccer.
tournament.
I'm glad that there are people like you out there leading the next generation of kids. Godspeed. I couldn't do it.
Well, I mean, it is February in Oregon. You know, let's also look at it from a selfish perspective here,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
If someone told you, "Hey, why don't you go down to Palm Springs for the weekend?" What are you gonna say?
Yeah, but if I had to go to Palm Springs and then sit in a chair and watch youth soccer, I would rather, there's just other places I would rather go.
Now, if someone said, "Hey, you've got a soccer tournament in Spokane,"
Yeah.
or "You've got a soccer tournament in, God forbid, some hellhole like Topeka or something like that," I didn't even get a reaction.
Well, it is a hellhole.
Yeah, you can't. if you criticize Kansas, you don't get pushback from Rob.
No. I mean, take
But
a
I mean-
shot at Salina, and I
yeah.
may get bristly.
But Topeka.
Yeah.
Topeka, God.
We're fine with Topeka. I guess my point is like, hey, a little sunshine. Last time I went down,
Yeah.
I met up with met up with Jonathan Ogden, played a little golf. Like, it's not a bad gig, okay?
Yeah, because, well, you can look at it one of two ways. One, you go somewhere like Spokane or Topeka and it's really boring, and so it's just soccer, and then you stay at a stupid hotel and you go home. Yeah. Or you can go to Vegas and you have the soccer tournament and you watch your kids, but you also have other fun stuff you can go do.
It's valid point.
You know what the other fun, and this is gonna completely blow your mind, and absolutely you will do a 180 on your stance right now. Are you ready?
Yeah.
If I told you that we were going, one, to BattleBots, and two, to the Las Vegas speed track to ride in a Ferrari 488. Now, would that change your mind on going to Vegas?
I'm not gonna lie. That actually, both of those things sound pretty cool.
I don't know what BattleBots is, but
You haven't
yes.
seen that where they
You
build?
don't know what BattleBots is?
They build like a bunch of engineers, smart kids, or I guess adults. They build like robots and then they battle to the death.
Okay.
Oh, they fight them like full on, like
Yeah.
fire and
Yeah,
like
there's, like,
launching them
yeah.
through the air, and it was a whole TV thing. And the boys
Yeah.
got into it during COVID,
Yeah.
and we were sitting there. We're like, you know what? Like, okay, Jack, this is another tournament. Jack's gonna be playing, but let's get out of Dodge for a little bit and go see some BattleBots and get a little sunshine.
Maybe
So,
you should just skip the soccer tournament.
ooh, now then I'd feel like a bad parent.
Yeah.
That would be, hey, Jack, I'm going to fly to Vegas because you got a tournament, except I'm not going to go to the tournament.
No, I think you should pull him from the tournament.
This is
Got it.
I did have this, and I don't know if it makes me a great parent or just awful. But my son was he was a good soccer player, but we lived in a little small town, right? So how good you are, no one knows. You're like 9, right? Like I have no idea what a really good 9-year-old soccer player looks like. But he got invited to one of those Timber Academy thing, those teams, one of those things. And they brought him down to try out, and they were like, okay, like you made this team or whatever, and then they started going over the cost and like the travel schedule and all that, and I had to sit down with him and be like, look, buddy, like if this is what you want to do, we can do this. Like we always go somewhere for Christmas, and I think that one we were going to Hawaii, and we were like, and I just was like, I was honest with him. I was like, if this is what you want to do, we'll do it. But I'm like, there does come a sacrifice, and I'm like, we'll make that sacrifice. And he was like, so we don't get to go to Hawaii? And I was like, no, bud. Like we have tournaments over Christmas, and they are in like crappy places. And he's like, well, you're gonna teach me to surf? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, that's your. And I'm not saying I pushed one way or another, but I may have nudged. Needless to say, we went surfing that Christmas, and we never revisited the travel soccer thing.
Bingo. And I will say,
you guilted him.
It was a nudge. It wasn't
you guilted him.
It was a nudge.
I'm gonna. Okay. One, I'm going to support your nudge, and that 9-year-olds, in my opinion, don't need to be doing that type of rigorous single sport schedule. We've talked about this. Yes. And we held our boys, out of that for as long as possible. And then that does hit a point where it's like,
you got to go.
Dad, I want college soccer. Yeah. Okay. And that becomes a reality. So yeah, as a 9-year-old, hey, good job. I applaud your persuasive reasoning. And
that's a good term.
And had he revisited that in 3 years and say, Dad, remember that whole Timbers thing? Okay, now we start having a different conversation.
And it's tough too. I mean, if you've got a bunch of money, then you can do both. But for a lot of families, you got to choose. It's like, do you want to go on vacation, or do you want to go to Spokane? And I knew families that absolutely, they made every dollar they had extra, and every free ounce of time was spent going to Salem, Bakersfield, and Spokane. And I was like, God bless you.
Yep.
We are with our friend Joey Harrington, quarterback extraordinaire, here every Friday for Story Time, brought to you by Mods PDX. So I don't really want to recap the Super Bowl because I don't think you do either. It was really worst case scenario for you. The Seahawks won big.
Worst case scenario because Darnold didn't stink up the place, so that would have been worst case. Worst case scenario is Darnold smelled, was a giant pile of cat doo doo, and the Patriots won. That would have been worst case scenario.
Well, no, I thought you didn't want the Seahawks to win. I thought best case was Darnold wins MVP, Seahawks lose, but of course that wasn't going to happen. So next best is Seahawks win, but Darnold wins MVP. But you got Seahawks winning, and Darnold, I mean, he didn't stink up the place, but he wasn't great.
But see, I will settle for positive narrative about Darnold.
Okay.
Right? That's more, would it be incredible if he was MVP? Sure. Absolutely it would. But he didn't do anything I was worried, or I've been looking around to see, has there been a Trent Dilfer comparison to Sam Darnold? And there hasn't. At least not that I've seen.
No.
Right?
No.
Which tells me that he is respected for what he has done at his position, rather than just being a gatekeeper or a don't screw it up guy. What's the term?
Game manager.
Game manager. Yeah, I always hated that. So yeah, that would have been worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is he tripped and fell on his face. Next worst case scenario, it's like, well, yeah, but he was just a game manager. Nobody's saying that.
No, which is interesting because he was not good in the Super Bowl, and you would think that some of that would come, but I think the playoff performances up to that were so good, and they wouldn't have beaten the Rams either of those games without him, that I thought he ended up with some slack on the rope. And in today's world of hyper criticism, I'm glad to see that, because I'm not certain that if you would have told me before that, I'm not certain I would have bought it.
It was interesting. At the I would say, what did he start? Like 4 of 10 or something like that. I'd say 3 of those balls were about as perfect as he could have thrown them. And defender made an incredible play on it. And had he thrown it a bit inside or a little bit short, it could have been intercepted. Like, if you're watching that game critically, now, again, the whole, we're not in the locker room, we don't know what the defensive coverage dictated, where it dictated the ball was supposed to go. So I can't say that. All I can say is, for the places that he was throwing the ball, at least in the first 10 passes, guy was spot on. Now the ball to Njigba on the goal line there that Gonzalez made a good play on, it was behind him, right? He did get a little, I don't want to say conservative, but he did start to miss a couple in the middle of the game. But hey, I looked at that and saw that 4 of 10, and I was like, you know what? But it could very easily be 7 of 10 right now.
Yeah. And the other one too is he didn't take sacks. I know Drake May was pressured too, but when you look at their time to throw, it was almost identical. And both were under pressure, and one got sacked 6 or 7 times, and I think Darnold may have gotten once. I thought Sam did a really nice job of mitigating the bad play and kind of keeping some drives alive, or at least not completely killing them and putting them in bad spots. And I thought pocket movement was a big difference between Drake May and Sam Darnold.
Well, there's your answer. Would you rather not screw it up and win a Super Bowl, or would you rather try and be a hero and lose it? Right? Yeah. That's what the narrative would have been. And you know what? I know what I'm picking every time.
Yeah.
I think what separates him, though, and I'd be interested in your thought on this, is because you mentioned game manager. He is not a game manager. When I think of game manager, I think of a guy who checks down.
Didn't he lead the league in interceptions this year?
He did, yeah. I mean, he throws downfield, and he throws a nice ball, but he turns it over. So he's not necessarily I think of a game manager as a guy who's limited, but, kind of gets you what you need. Yeah. Darnold is way better than that. And so
for sure.
I give you a list. We went through this earlier. There are 7 guys that could be the next Sam Darnold. Okay. Who do you think is the best candidate? Daniel Jones, Mac Jones, Malik Willis, Anthony Richardson, Zach Wilson, Will Levis, Trey Lance.
Where was Malik drafted? What position?
What position? I think he was a second, maybe.
Wasn't he a second-round pick? He's not on that list. That doesn't count.
He wasn't a first-round.
Yeah, you want high draft.
I mean, this is the whole point of this is being a top 3, call it top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Right? If you are a top 10 pick in the NFL draft, you are expected to come in and instantly change the future of your franchise. You are going to be a 14-year Hall of Famer. Like that is what it is. A second-round pick, hey, awesome. It's going to be great when you work out. But the pressure that comes from being the 3rd pick in the draft is indescribable and not comparable to a second, third, or any other round pick.
Yeah, he was a third-round pick.
So I'm going to go. I don't think it's Richardson. I don't think Richardson has the. I think he has the physical tools. For him, I think it was something where he didn't have enough experience in college football. You get those guys that are just so good, so much better than everybody else that they don't have to learn how to be good. And I think that's what he missed out on, or learn how to be great. Like, I think that's what he missed out on by not getting enough experience in college. I think it's Daniel Jones. I do. But I don't know that he truly. Where was Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones was he the 3rd pick?
I'll look it up here.
I think
he was pretty high.
4th?
I mean, he was their franchise guy. But I'll find.
But here's the difference between Daniel.
He went 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the difference between Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold. Daniel Jones was cast off after his. Ooh, Daniel Jones got a contract.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He got a little money.
Yeah, got a little money.
What about this? Can I offer you? This is going to sound crazy. Can I offer?
If you say Zach, I am absolutely going to hang up right now.
I was going to say Zach.
That at no point during your incoherent rambling did you put together anything even remotely close to a
Darnold was bad.
No points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Well, hold on. Darnold was bad, and we wrote him off. Zach Wilson was bad. We wrote him off. I don't think it was because of his abilities. It seemed more that Zach Wilson was just panicked in the pocket, and things were too fast for him. Isn't that kind of a parallel to Darnold on the Fan?
Well, I was waiting to see if Joey. Look, I'm a BYU guy, and I will tell you this: Zach Wilson, COVID. No one benefited more from COVID than Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson was not an elite guy, and then that COVID year hit, and they played nobody, and he climbed up the charts. They played one good team that year, and it was Coastal Carolina, and Zach Wilson looked like Zach Wilson, and you want to talk about a guy that just didn't have enough starts and doesn't seem to know how to play the position. And I have not seen one thing from Zach Wilson that leads me to believe. Doesn't mean he can't, but like I just have never seen something when I watch him play that I go, okay, I can really build off that. I just don't think he knows how to play the position. It's kind of like he's a less athletic, much smaller Anthony Richardson.
Okay, so here's the thing. I watch Zach Wilson play and think exactly that he is over his skis. Yeah. I watch Anthony Richardson play and think that he's over his skis, but God, I wish he would have had an opportunity to learn how to do it. Yeah. I watch Daniel Jones play, and it doesn't wow me, but it's like, oh, okay, that's intriguing. Like, what could that build into? So you said Mac Jones, Daniel Jones, Richardson,
Trey Lance,
oof.
Malik Willis. There was one other one, wasn't there? Let's see.
Yeah, I thought you threw out one other one.
I mean,
Will Levis was on there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the difference in that is when Sam came in, Sam had all the tools, and then it didn't work out. And a lot of those other guys were stretches.
Well, didn't Levis? I mean, don't they say Levis has all the?
He's just a big physical guy, but he's not a good quarterback. He wasn't particularly good in college. He was beat up all the time. I think those guys are the ones that I always see people like, well, he's a good athlete, so we'll make him into a quarterback. And that, that's fine if you're trying to make a tight end, but that usually doesn't work out. I've never understood it's the Jake Locker syndrome. Oh, he's a great athlete. Not a very good quarterback, but man, he's a great athlete. Let's see what we can do with him.
So I'm going to come back to you and validate a small point of what you're saying. As I'm thinking through this, Mac Jones leaves New England and goes to San Francisco?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I think he went to Jacksonville, then he ended up in San Francisco.
Oh, he did go to Jacksonville. Okay, so maybe that case. So now I'm actually going to kind of maybe back up on this. Because part of what makes Sam Darnold and the story so great is because he was cast off in New York, traded to a place that was a dumpster fire, who then shipped him somewhere else where he was able to get his feet under him, who then shipped him, then he went somewhere, like he was on his fourth team and had no business even stepping on the field had it not been for J.J. McCarthy, his injury in the preseason, right? Yeah. So I have a hard time drawing a parallel between a Daniel Jones who got a new contract in New York and then, had Jonathan Taylor behind him in Indianapolis.
We've never seen anything like it. It really is right now. It's unique.
I mean, the most applicable or most comparable would be Zach Wilson, someone who, like you said, who is truly cast. If Zach Wilson found a place, if he found a Shanahan, if he found a shot, what I had hoped Sean Payton was going to be for me. Like if he finds that, then that I'm not saying that he will, but that would be the most applicable in this situation.
Who's the smart football guy now?
It really
The guy
is.
from Topeka.
It really is that unique what Sam Darnold did.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And we can try to find the next one, but there may not be a next one for a while. There's a reason why he's kind of 101, and
There's a reason there was David Carr and Joey Harrington, and go down the list of all 163 of them before we got one.
Good point. Okay, one very important duck question is coming up next with Mr. Duck, Joey Harrington, courtesy Mods PDX on the Fan. All right, we're back with Joey Harrington. We went long first segment, so we'll keep it short here. Yeah. Well, Sam Darnold.
Don't ever do that.
The ginger drives discussion. But this will too, I think. Or you may hate it. I don't know. It's going to be 50-50. But we asked this question of our listeners yesterday, and it is because the background here is that On3 had a list of schools best set up based on their criteria, coach, money, recruiting, everything, best set up to win a title in the next 3 years. Oregon was number one. Do you expect Oregon to win a championship within the next 3 to 5 years?
Yes.
Nice. So nothing is holding them back.
I mean, luck. You have to have a little bit of luck. I mean, that's, the ball's got to bounce your way once or twice. That's, I mean, you could make that argument about Ohio State. You could make that argument about Miami. There's 10 teams maybe that you could put, maybe 5 or 6 that you can put, Georgia, Tech, all of these schools that have coach, money, facilities, name visibility, like donor support. Like, this is the new college football. There are 10 teams every year who can win it. And I'm sorry, but BYU ain't one of them.
Nope.
And I'm sorry that Washington State and realistically, the bottom 2/3 of the Big Ten and the bottom half of the SEC, like, there are so many schools that are not even in the equation because of how college football is set up now. So you're asking me the question, do I think that Oregon is in arguably the best position of those remaining 10 to 12 schools? And you can make an argument that the answer is yes. And so at that point, you say there's 10 to 12 schools who can win a national championship. You're giving me a 3 to 5 year window. Yeah, I do. I would hope that it would happen.
Yeah, you stop short of saying expect, though. So that's the question, is what happens if they don't in the next 3 to 5 years?
I go back to Vegas and play some golf and watch BattleBots. I don't know. I mean,
well, there's a difference.
That's a different. So I know what you're trying to ask me. You're trying to ask me, is Dan Lanning's job in jeopardy if he doesn't win a national championship? Look, if they're in the championship game, twice in the next 5 years, if they're in the semifinal and, get beat on a bounce of a ball, it happens.
Yeah.
If they're getting bounced out in the first round, if they're not, if they're not in a conference championship game and playing for a bye in the playoff spot each year, then we're having a different conversation, right? I don't, and you know me, I do not subscribe to throwing the baby out with the bathwater. There's too much good stuff going on for me to even entertain a conversation about a hypothetical around a coach that's doing a phenomenal job in a college football world that has literally been turned on its head. Like, if you're asking me right now, is there any other head coach I would rather have in college football? The very straight up honest answer is no. Hell no.
Yeah.
That was like when Ohio State and Ryan Day. Ohio State laughs and tells he was never in danger, but that was, remember that year he lost to Michigan and people were like, well, God, I mean, is he going to get fired? And the Ohio State
might as well get rid of him.
Yeah, and the Ohio State people were like, what are you talking about? And then by the way, that same year he won.
He won the national championship. Exactly.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we had that. People were having that discussion. If you listen to anyone close to Ohio State, they were like, dude, that was never going to happen. But it was a real narrative because of the expectations that people put on.
But Lanning doing what he's doing, if he continues to do this and get him in the hunt every year, he should be the guy in perpetuity as long as he wants to be. I mean, he's awesome. I really wasn't suggesting what happens after 5 years. What I think is interesting is the mindset of putting yourself into a box of, hey, we got to win one. This is it. The window is here. And then kind of setting yourself up for failure if it doesn't happen. That doesn't mean Dan Lanning needs to go. It doesn't mean anything needs to change at all. Because Ohio State went a lot of years without winning a championship before Ryan Day got over the hump. So it's like, it's just really, really hard. I just wonder if we're not teeing up too high of expectations, even though they've been really good. The reality is the last 2 years they've been blown out by the eventual national champion. So are they as close as we think they are? I mean, that's more what I'm getting at. On the fan.
I hear you. On the fan. I hear you. and I don't have a good answer for you in terms of are they really as
I just think the
I think they
conversation, if they don't win one in the next 3 to 5 years, I will be very interested to see what the conversation is here. I assume Suk and I will still be here. Who knows?
Fingers crossed.
Never know. But if we're all still here, that's going to be interesting to me.
Absolutely. Because you can feel that building.
You can.
Because
And then
it's gotten better each year, but it's ended the same way. And eventually people will get tired of it ending not with a national title.
But maybe
Okay.
You
know what I have to say about maybe what?
Well, maybe the fan base up here. See, we talked about this yesterday too. It seems like the fan base here is as good as Oregon is and as great as their fans are. It is not the rabid must win every year now type of mentality like it is at Ohio State, like it is at Alabama. You know what I mean? It's just so maybe that's enough where it just doesn't get to that fervor where pressure mounts. It's just because we heard from a lot of fans who just said, you know what?
Be in the mix
every year, and that's exciting, and that's good enough. Where you say that at Alabama, they look at you like you have four heads.
They're ready to fire Kalen DeBoer right now.
Right.
They're not messing.
I just don't think it ever gets to that.
If we're having this conversation in this scenario in 5 years, I think that's absolutely stupid. And you can record it and play it back in 5 years. I think it's absolute. If Dan Lanning and this program are in the mix, are in the playoff, are in the semifinals, championship, the ball bounces the other way, and it hasn't happened, and the narrative is he needs to go, barring some unforeseen circumstance that I'm not privy to right now, that's just dumb.
That's just dumb. I agree with you, and I don't think we will get to that point. I just think it's a little bit different here, that's good.
I would say never say never.
I've learned that. I've learned that, and that's why I said it's just dumb. It can happen. It's just stupid.
Dante Moore would have been the second pick in the NFL draft, and the guy didn't play well at Indiana. And I heard from so many people that were like, "That guy sucks. We need a new quarterback." And you're like, guys. He's going to be the preemptive Heisman favorite next year and would have been the number 2 overall. He sucks. You're like, well, I just never say never because fan is short for fanatic.
Bring back Harrington.
Yeah.
Ooh, God, that would be ugly.
Roll him out there.
Well, have fun.
Roll his old bones on out there. Right. You know how it goes. You dig up your grandma, I'll dig up your daughter.
Have fun in Vegas and love your hot body.
Oh my God, that's just such motivation to get on that plane.
Get out of here. Thank you. Bye. That's Joey Harrington, courtesy each week here on the show. Mods PDX, the future of building is here. You can actually get younger. The club is next on The Fan.
Get exquisite fine
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by the Reynolds Defense Firm. If you've been arrested for DUI, you need a team of attorneys that can put your trust into. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan, NBA point guard Chris Paul announced his official retirement today from the NBA via social media. The 40-year-old was a 12-time All-Star, an 11-time member of all NBA teams, was the Rookie of the Year in 2006, two-time Olympic gold medalist, and part of the NBA's 75th anniversary team in his 21 years in the association. According to Yahoo Sports, negotiations between Sacramento State and the MAC Conference have intensified over an expansion agreement that is nearing a vote. Sac State is offering an entry fee of more than $15 million to join the MAC Conference. Federal prosecutors have filed new documents accusing Cleveland Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase of rigging at least 15 pitches over 3 years, including one pitch that was in Game 1 of the 2024 ALDS against the Detroit Tigers, where he threw a ball on purpose. Co-conspirators have won over $450,000 on Clase prop bets. And the Trailblazers head into the second half of the NBA season at 27-29, tied for 9th place with LA Clippers after their win last night against the Utah Jazz. Blazers 2.5 games behind Golden State for 8, but they do have the easiest schedule going forward in the NBA. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Feeling hot. I'm a man. I'm for
You know what? I'm going to cook on your grill.
Let's find more stuff.
You're speaking Japanese.
Go Tigers!
You can molest me all you want. That, you know, whatever.
Yeah, now. You can
Okay, we apologize.
But I'm actually looking for
It's
ideas to
time
move
for
us
the
forward.
club,
Good luck
baby.
to
On
me.
105.1
Yeah,
and 1080, The Fan. Ooh-wee.
Ho, ho, ho.
You know.
All right.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
What?
Why? No.
What happened?
We're a little long.
Yeah, freaking Joey.
Just a scooch outside.
What's up with that guy?
He loves the sound of his own voice.
Someone's got to rein him in.
Clearly, you're the man for the job.
You know.
A regular A-team over there. You can be George Papard. I need to get some more jewelry and a set of overalls, possibly a weight belt.
Well, we probably should take a break.
Probably.
He's got a dog mentality.
I'm going to tell you how you can get younger coming up next.
You doing the whole anti-aging thing? Are you dyeing your beard? Please tell me you are.
No, but I had a good text conversation with Joe Freeman last night.
About the beard dye? Or just in general?
Well, no, you brought up the beard dye.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't. You know, that's not something I'm going to talk to him about. But we just caught up. You know, it's nice to catch up with old media friends.
It's been a while.
Joe Freeman's one of the good ones.
I'm seeing Quick this weekend for the first
nice.
time in a while.
He's still alive.
He's still alive.
I asked Freeman, I said, is Jason Quick alive? And he said, well, I went to a concert with his corpse the other night. So I'm not really sure, but his corpse was there. Yeah.
Apparently I'm at some sort of function that I'm being required to go to. And upon protest, I was told that Jason Quick would be there, so shut up.
Yeah, so you're the BTJ is friends with Jason Quick's wife.
The whole reason I am with the BTJ is one
there.
Jason Quick.
I was live.
Yes.
Present,
Yes.
reporting when you guys first met.
Yeah.
I met her at the same time you met her.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
I went to a Super Bowl party, my first one in years, specifically to meet her, and then left to go watch the game somewhere else and came back at the end of the evening.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
I did.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did. Now look.
Yeah.
All those kids.
Unbelievable. Hey, sometimes we all make poor choices. It happens.
Well, I saw love at first sight. I saw it in your eyes. I saw it in her eyes. I went, wow, the sparks.
I do have a photo of that. Someone took I think it was Quick's wife, took a creepy.
Right at that moment?
Yeah, took a creepy photo of us talking. We still have it, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We have that. It's up somewhere in the house. It's like a little. Like
It was. I remember right where it was. It was right in Jason Quick's kitchen.
Yes.
So romantic.
The source of true love.
Right next to the little miniature weenies.
I believe I said something like, "Hey, I got to split here in about 20 minutes, so I'm gonna need a number. Chop, chop. Let's go."
Yeah.
Let's
She's
go.
like, here you go, babe.
Let's go, sugar teas. Let's go. I need a number if I'm gonna circle back. I got places to go. She's like, "You're leaving?" I'm like, "Yeah." I got to get out of here. Tick tock, tick tock.
And now look.
Now look.
Put the pressure on and
Now I just get yelled at in my own home as opposed to getting yelled at somewhere else.
blissful love.
Blissful love. We celebrated blissful love last night. We went out for a
did you?
anniversary
Oh, yeah.
slash.
You guys went to Italian.
Sunday sauce, and let
Yeah.
me tell
Good
you,
place?
that's a high recommendation
Yeah.
for me. If you're looking for the kind of like a fun, better than casual but not super fancy Italian meal,
Yeah.
their whole vibe is like if you went to an Italian grandmother's house.
Yeah. I've read about it.
Legit.
Sunday sauce.
Sunday sauce. Can't recommend it. Over off of like Killingsworth.
We should talk about Valentine's Day. What do you think Steven's doing for Coach Vaughn tomorrow?
I'm guessing not a lot of things.
Like, Steven doesn't seem the romantic type.
No.
But maybe he is. Are we selling Steven short?
No, I think we're selling him appropriate. I'm often fascinated by, like you said,
Corporate holiday.
watching
Such a
certain
romantic.
people romance would be fascinating. Steven's one of those guys. Like if
Right.
I could be a fly on the wall when Steven wooed the great Coach Vaughn, I would watch the hell out of that.
It was on MySpace, dude.
MySpace.
That's how we started talking. MySpace.
Are you serious?
Rando
I'm not
people?
joking. Yeah, well, we both went to college, and she was watching me play, and I dominated. And she's like, "Hey, you're really good." And she's like, "I play on the girls' team." I'm like, "Cool, we should hang out."
How about that?
Was she trying to get some?
Yeah, she reached out to me.
She went after you. She was like, "Ooh, I like."
She
that
knew
guy."
what she wanted.
Yeah.
She saw that post play, and she's like, I want to box him out.
Wow.
How about that? Was it like a love and basketball thing? Did you guys like play
yeah.
for it?
No, yeah, and then there was one time where I saw her at my practice. They were like creepy watching, and I went up and dunked one because I was like, "She's watching. I know it."
Oh wow.
Just throw it down.
Motivation.
Throw it down, big man. Throw it down.
Yeah. So the
Humble
Yeah.
brag, by the way.
a little bit.
He's out there just yamming on fools.
It used to be easy.
You can't yam anymore?
No,
Can you dunk?
not anymore. No,
No.
I could back in the day.
Well, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. We know you just told us. Thanks for reiterating.
Oh yeah.
Pick that up.
No,
real
today
quick.
I don't even know if I could touch the backboard, dude.
Oh no.
Well, you were.
I feel like we need to see this now. I want to see.
Well,
I want to
don't-
see
he's
the.
I'll try.
He's not making big claims.
I want to see the. No, I just kind of want to see the volume
And that's
control
smart
go
of you.
up. Yeah,
That's smart of you.
Yeah. Unlike some people.
Yeah, that's right. So you met at a Super Bowl party.
Super Bowl party.
My wife and I met at a bar. And very
MySpace.
romantic.
Yeah.
And you guys met on MySpace.
She
got-
moved to the
we
top
got a
8
little bit
friends
of
real
everything.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you guys met randomly. You guys didn't get we got set up.
My wife. So I had a friend of mine that followed me out here about a year later from Kansas.
Yeah.
Kansas City. We bartended together there, and I worked at a bar here. And he came out, and then he became the manager at that bar. And he called me one day. He said, "Hey man, you got to come see these 2 chicks I hired."
Oh,
There were 2 of them.
Okay.
So
So
I
you had your choice.
Yeah, so I came in there. I'm like, "All right, ladies, let me
It's
see
time-
what's up."
Time for tryouts.
And one of them, exactly, one of them was my
so you
future
did,
wife.
You did get set up. Kinda.
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Quick called me and said, "Do you want to come to my Super Bowl party?" And I said no. And he goes, "Come on." And this is a direct quote. I said, because Quick's married to an Asian gal. And I said, will there be hot single Asians there? And Quick goes, yes, the one I've been trying to get you to meet. And I said, I'm there. So I specifically went there to meet hot Asians, and indeed, hot Asians were there. So yeah, the setup is always, it's nicer when you get the, you had the same thing. Your buddy's like, hey, come on down. Now, what would have happened had you chosen the other one? What was it about Nurse Nice?
Well, she's fantastic.
Well,
I don't even remember the other one.
You don't remember the other one?
No, but I do know that somebody said one of them has a kid. Watch out.
Yeah, because that can be a deal breaker.
Well, at the time, I was terrified of a kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Still live. Oh.
What?
Let's be honest. The other one turned you down, right?
No, I don't remember her.
Wouldn't that be something? Like all these years, you had to be like, yeah, I went for the other
one. Was like Nurse Nice? Well, the other one shot me down. So yeah.
The other one shot me down. So I was like, I don't know, let's try this one. Odds, man. Cast a wide net.
Shoot your shot, man.
Yeah, man. You're just happy that the ocean gives you another opportunity to go fishing. Sometimes you catch an old boot. Other times you catch your prize fish. Cast your net and catch what you catch.
All right. You can get younger. I'll tell you how. Next on The Fan.
From here.
Okay, so I oversold it. You can't really get younger.
I told you, you dumb bitch. Tom Brady can. Your face can get younger.
But
imagine by the way, when they start digging up graves in all these years, all the plastic parts that are going to be left. There's going to be a lot of skeletons and a lot of silicone implants.
Yeah, is that stuff biodegradable?
I don't think so. You got the chin implants and then the big asses and then you got the fake up tops. When all that stuff rots away, those are just...
Now, did they... This is a serious question. Do they take those out when you're like when they're preparing the body?
Why would they?
Because they're not biodegradable.
Depends on who it is.
Yeah.
Some creepy guy wants his hot girls up top.
Well, I mean,
hey, can you get like a refund on those things? Is there like
a rebate?
Like a rebate? Like you turn them in, like what is like the Blue Rhino, the propane tanks? Like you turn those in and then you get new ones for your
cheaper.
Yeah, for cheaper. I get like a deposit bottle sort of situation, like a pony keg coming back. I would assume that there's going to be some California graveyards that years and years from now, when like the aliens or like future generations after the wars are digging us all up, they're going to be like, what the hell Cardi B alone is going to be the most fascinating skeleton of all time.
If you get cremated, it doesn't matter.
Nah, it doesn't matter. But
if you're buried...
Yeah, if they bury Kim Kardashian and some, like, 1,000 years now, someone digs her up.
You'll be able to see that from space.
Yeah, it'll be like, what the hell is happening here? I mean, everyone in Hollywood now, you got a lot of weird crap going on. It looks good now. I'm not sure it's going to... Well, I guess nothing looks good in the grave. But, like, that Thriller video, when everyone
don't know.
Hey, you ever been a hot zombie? I see hot homeless every now and then. When they do like the Thriller video and like they come up out of the grave, if that's a Hollywood graveyard, dude, some of those zombies are gonna look trippy.
Yeah, I mean I guess that's your best chance for a hot zombie,
right? Yeah. Except now all the skins turn away, so you just have like weird and then one of them like falls out, like you're trying to bat it around,
hanging implants.
Yeah, you're like trying to play with it like a kitten on a string, and then like you bat it out and it falls out, and then it's awkward. You're like, man. What was it? There was a movie, I've seen it. It's called Frankenhooker. That's a real thing.
Oh God.
It was like, did you ever watch Joe Bob's Drive-In? Like when you were a kid?
Joe Bob's?
Joe Bob's.
Never heard of it.
It was on either Showtime or Cinemax. I forget which one. Maybe it might have been HBO. But it was his name was Joe Bob. And he had a big cowboy hat, and he would host like on Friday or Saturday nights, they would do Joe Bob's Drive-In. And it was like these really bad horror slasher sort of flicks that were all from like the 70s and 80s, and there was always nudity in it. And he would host these things, and it was just kind of like, think Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, but a guy version of it. And then they would just show movies with like, Frankenhooker. And so it's like you had to see like a bad horror movie with some up tops. And yeah, it was Joe Bob's Drive-In. I'll see what his name was. Yeah, Joe Bob Briggs. He was you don't remember Joe Bob?
No. First I've heard of him.
Yeah. He was great. I still follow him like on every now and then I'll see him like on Twitter or whatever. I think he does it online now. But yeah, all those movies that I would see, like the Frankenhookers of the world Joe Bob would always keep it real with a good quality crappy movie.
Well, new studies are revealing that stress ages your body.
Oh, well, I think stress is like
that's not earth-shattering.
No. What is it, cortisol or whatever that's in there, the stress hormone? That just kicks you square in the nuts every time.
But what this research is showing is that it only takes days to recover. So the biological age of humans, and of course mice, they rapidly increase in response to various forms of stress, or like let's say you have surgery, or you have a major illness, or you give birth to a child, whatever.
Yeah.
And so it fluctuates. But now what they're saying is, based on that, the undirectional upward trajectory of biological age over the course of a life should be able to go the other way. Because if it goes north, or I guess south, based on your circumstance, why couldn't it go the other way? So here's what they're saying. Previous reports hint at short-term fluctuations in biological age, but the reversibility of such changes and their triggers are still an unexplored area of science. People can be biologically older or younger than their chronological age implies. Moreover, factors such as disease, drug treatment, and lifestyle changes can all influence biological aging. Despite the widespread acknowledgement that biological age is at least somewhat malleable, The extent to which biological age undergoes reversible changes throughout life and the events that trigger such changes remain unknown.
That kind of, I mean, in theory, that makes sense. There's what is that weird dude? Is it Gary Brecka?
Yeah, Brecka.
Yeah, he's always yakking about this. There's I don't know what they're called. The little ends of your DNA. You know, the DNA goes into the little helix. You know, to get your little,
sure.
Yeah.
I'm a scientist, I know that.
Yeah, me too. The devil horns on the end of your DNA. I forget what he calls them, but I guess those things, the tips, as you age, those shrink. And there are some things you can do. Like, I mean, I don't know how many people want to live like that, but there are things that you can do, and there's like chemicals you can take and drugs that not only stop those from decaying, but they can actually grow them a little bit. And that's kind of like, I guess, in theory, that would be reversing the aging process. You can take cells that are decaying and stop them or even push them.
Exactly.
Yeah, that
so
way.
that you're technically getting younger.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes. You're still from you're aging
biologically aging.
Yes.
But your what do they call it? You're
like your real, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, how long you've been on Earth is not necessarily indicative to how old your body is.
Your chronological age?
Sure, that might be. Your chronological age, I think, is just your regular age.
Yeah, so your biological age can go backwards.
Yes.
Your chronological age just keeps, obviously.
Yeah. Unless you're a
that.
lady and then you just lie about it, as so many people do. But
right.
Yeah, like, oh, no, I'm 34. You're like, really? I thought you were 34 2 years ago. But yeah, your biological age, and then like you see all these things now where they're saying that like by the time we're old, I mean we're old now, but like old, I don't know, man, that there may be one of those scientific breakthroughs that are going to be able to to extend this sucker for a while.
You know, it's sad the times we live in. You know, because we don't have any of these advances that are coming.
But we might.
I don't know.
You just have to
I'm just saying, like,
They talk about all the time, like the AI revolution and what's going to happen. And, some people are like, I know Musk is always, he's always so optimistic about it. But I've seen some articles with smart people that say, dude, within 10, 15 years, you will not recognize many industries, including medicine, that you are going to have. We will have breakthroughs in medicine
I just feel like
we can't comprehend.
I get that, but we're on the tail end of it. You know what I mean?
Well, we're gonna miss it.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like you and I we're just.
Yeah. We're right on the. We need to have been born.
30 years.
30 years. We need to be kids right now. Like if you've got little kids, they're probably gonna see some stuff in their lifetime that's like. That you will not be able to process. Well, there was that Spanish guy. He's got the port wine stain that everyone was for some reason focusing on. That guy supposedly is on the cusp of curing pancreatic cancer. He's cured it in, I think it's mice. And he's saying, look, I can do this. If you just give me I think he was looking for $30 million in funding and a couple years. And he goes, dude, we are close to curing pancreatic cancer. And that's what my gal, the BTJ's mom, died from pancreatic cancer. And you think about that, how many, like if someone really does something like that, I mean, let's say he cures it in 4 years. I mean, she'll be 10 years too late. But imagine you're dying of pancreatic cancer, or you get it, you're going to be dead in 24 months. And someone comes out and goes, hey, probably in 3 to 4 years, I'm going to have a cure for it. There's going to be a group of people that's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough pill to swallow when something like that happens.
Yeah.
Or like you said, when we get to a certain age and they say, hey, in a couple years, we're going to be able to reverse this whole thing. And you're like,
Only 30 million? I think the government can find that in a bank account somewhere.
Seriously.
Right.
It is kind of shocking that guy was like trying to scrounge up 30 million in funding. Meanwhile, there's some 18-year-old who just turned on to OnlyFans and now is worth $30 million. But we can't get it to the port wine guy.
Did the doctor think of doing OnlyFans first, then do the doctor stuff?
Well, it says where we're at. That dude is on the verge of one of the best breakthroughs we've had in like 100 years, and all anyone would talk about is this stupid birthmark. And they're like, I don't know if I can take this guy seriously. We deserve to have the asteroid hit
Does he
us.
have good up tops? That's the question.
Nah, he's an older gentleman.
Okay.
So this says the findings here imply that severe stress increases mortality, at least in part, by increasing your biological age. So this suggests that reducing biological age and the ability to recover from stress may be crucial determinants of successful aging and longevity.
I mean, all of that makes sense. I have definitely gotten into the, I can't go full Rogan, but over the last, I'd say probably 10 years, I definitely have gotten into the, what can I do to try to, because I'm a bigger guy. I've put way too many chemicals in my body over the years. There's a lot of miles on it. And I've done the, I've tried really hard to do, what can I do to give myself the best chance, at living
don't you think,
a better quality of life for longer.
But don't you think you can feel it? Like if you really pay attention to your body, you can feel it. Like you feel good. Like if you get a really good night's sleep.
Yes.
You can feel that. You can see the difference. Tangibly
100%.
Feel the difference between a good night's sleep and a poor night's sleep.
Yes.
If you eat really well for, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a year.
Yeah.
You feel that. Like it's not rocket science. Like, you know what I mean? You can just
100%.
You can just feel the things that are good for you and the things that are bad for you.
Yeah.
And if you just listen to your body, I think that's a lot of this.
Yeah.
And stress is another one. Although stress is a little harder to
because
to determine.
A lot of people have
because a lot of
stress.
people think they're not stressed, but they are.
Yes.
Or it's anxiety, and they leads to stress. But this suggests that biological age may be a useful parameter in assessing physiological stress and its relief. So this study uncovers a new layer of aging dynamics that should be considered in future studies. A key area for further investigation is understanding how transient elevations in biological age or successful recovery from such increases may contribute to accelerated aging over the life course. And this finding appeared in a journal that I read constantly, Cell Metabolism.
Yes.
It's one of my favorites.
But there's a lot of stuff out there now. I mean, there's more and more clinics people are doing like peptides and people are doing, you got to make sure you got the, I'd say the amount of crap that I take now versus what I did 15 years ago, my little kind of daily vitamin cabinet is way more. And you said,
but is it natural or is it, are they natural things or are they manufactured?
Both.
Because I feel like
I throw a lot of stuff, but I will tell you, you said you can feel it. And look, I'm not saying I'm the picture of health, but at 40, going on 48, my body feels better at 48, and I am in much better shape in all ways than I was at, let's say, 35. I between 30 and 35 is kind of when I was like, all right, we got to do something about this. Like, I don't want to have an early grave.
A lot of friends have fat.
And I am way better off 10 to 15 years now than I was then.
Well, don't you think that as you get older, a lot of our listeners can identify with this, like you get older and you realize how important that stuff is.
Yes.
Whereas when you're younger, you don't really care because you don't really feel it. You're not as in tune with your body. When you get older and you start waking up with aches and pains, or you have a really bad hangover, you understand, like, oh, that sucks. I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, don't do this.
And so then you start to explore the things that make you feel good, and you're like, wait a minute, why haven't I been doing this my whole life?
Yeah, 100%.
And that's why you see a lot of older people, not all, but a lot of older people, they actually lose weight.
Yes.
Because they have either a health scare that scares them into doing the right things, or they just feel so much better. It's like what you have to do to live.
I wish I would have treated my body like this when I was 20. I take better care of myself now than when I played in the NFL, and that's the part where I'm like, Jesus, I'm
what
done.
Percentage? So you're 48.
40. Yeah,
I'm
be
50. What percent? 50. What? And you're 38.
38, almost 39.
Okay. What percentage of? Because I think you're still a little young, but 45 and over, what percentage of them do you, let's just say Americans, treat their body better than they did when they were in their 20s? I would say at least 75% of them.
I don't think it's as high as that, because there's a lot of people, as someone just texted in, it goes the other way. There's a lot of people that treat them, no. But I'll bet you it's probably 30.
50-50?
I'd say it's more. Dude, most people are fat and out of shape, man.
I don't know, man. I think.
Have you seen the statistics?
Well, I know, but you
like
but you didn't see them at 25
That's
and
true.
what they were doing to their bodies at 25.
It's true.
You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That'd be a good. I'd like to. See
I think there's
on
two
that.
types of people: those that have that awakening, and those that are like, whatever, no brakes, no use steering now.
All right. Well, we're way over. But now you can get younger.
Yeah.
So that's good. Learned a little something. Here is Steven with Sports Center.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Reynolds Defense Firm. If you've been arrested for DUI, you need a team of attorneys that you can put your trust into. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan, Chris Paul announced his retirement from the NBA today via social media. The 40-year-old was a 12-time All-Star, 11-time all-member of the All-NBA team, was part of the NBA's 75th anniversary team, and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist in his 21 seasons in the association. According to Yahoo Sports, negotiations between Sacramento State and the MAC Conference have intensified over an expansion agreement that's nearing a vote. Sac State has offered an entry fee of more than $15 million to join the conference and play football, while Northern Illinois is looking to go to the Mountain West. Federal prosecutors filed new documents accusing Cleveland Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase of rigging at least 15 pitches from 2023 to 2025, including a pitch that was in Game 1 of the 2024 ALDS, where he threw it into the dirt against the Detroit Tigers. Co-conspirators won over $450,000 on Class A prop bets. Trailblazers head into the All-Star break 27 and 29 after beating the Utah Jazz last night, tied for 9th place with the Clippers 2.5 games behind the Warriors as we head into the second half of the season. But in that second half, Blazers do have the easiest schedule in the entire NBA. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
All right, well, I went to ChatGPT to find the answer to our question, and I can't find it. There is no answer.
Damn ChatGPT.
How people treat their bodies based on age.
Yeah, I don't know.
But obviously, I mean, like, most of the stats are going to say that it's worse as you get older because you get chronic, like, there are things that obviously you get have health problems.
I think when you're younger, you feel like you can just do anything and it doesn't really affect you. And then as your metabolism slows and you get more aches and pains or whatever, one of two things happens. Either you become acutely aware of, oh my God, I'm fat, I'm out of shape, I'm dying, or you're like, whatever, this is just getting old. We have accepted way too easily that, well, I'm just old and I'm broken, so whatever. And I think there's a lot of people, I think the majority of people either just give up or they think it's like a pointless sort of thing.
So things that get better as we age, we engage in less risky behavior.
Sure.
We have more preventative care. We get physicals. We monitor our vital, cholesterol and blood pressure and things, and we get cancer screenings, and we have more structured routines. But things that get worse as we age, people gain weight because, as you say, metabolism slows. Obesity rates are higher, ages 40 to 59, obviously.
Yeah.
Chronic conditions, joint issues, blood pressure, things like that.
Stuff starts to wear out, man. I mean, we're like,
Yeah.
everything we have has a limited number of miles on it, and so.
And then hormone levels decline.
Yeah.
And
I'm old.
That's right.
I am dying.
Because I have that. I'll have people come up to me and they get into those conversations, and it can't, like, I don't go to the extreme, but I spend a decent amount of money on it. And my whole thing is, if you're going to spend money on something, I'm going to spend money on trying to keep this upright and doing well. There's a really good book called Outlive, and it's the idea that it used to be that after the age of 60, everything just went to hell. And all you did from 60 to 75 was basically wait to die. And he's like, no. He goes, you may still die at 75, but my goal is to act like I'm 55 until the day that I'm dying. So even if you don't extend it, but if you start doing stuff now, you will extend your life. But it's not just extending your life. It's, you can be 60, and if you like to ski, you can still ski, right? If you like to, whatever, play basketball, you can still play basketball. You don't have to accept the fact that you're old and now we can't do anything. And the idea of being old and feeble that's an archaic way of thinking.
Like, here's a guy who says, I'm 66. I walk 3 miles a day, average a week. I make things. I coach youth frisbee.
There you go.
I eat mostly good. I talk to people and avoid social media.
Yeah.
I feel great. Yeah. But yes, not like 26 or 36 or even 46. But this is not complicated.
You just have to make adjustments.
He's
like,
right.
Like for me, like it's hard for me to go out and play basketball because my competitive juices get out. But I've done a better job of like, look, I can't play like I did when I was 25, so I just have to readjust. Just like that guy.
Yeah.
Like I can't be like I'm 25. I'm 38. I got to act that way.
Now I was a baller back in the day, right?
Oh,
you know that, right?
I can imagine.
I've seen it.
Yeah, you can only imagine.
Right.
Well, one of the reasons I quit ball, because I used to love basketball for exercise, just to stay, because I just think running is kind of stupid and boring. So I was like, I'll go run some games at the gym.
Yeah.
And shoot my threes and,
Yeah.
D up some fools.
Slap that floor.
Take some charges.
But I rolled so many effing ankles that I quit. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to subject my ankles to this anymore.
It is hard.
Leading to a question. Do you wear ankle braces when you play?
I don't. I probably should. My right ankle actually is degenerative, so it's the bone on bone rubbing against each other. Yeah. So my foot just swells up literally every time I play basketball.
He's out there just grinding.
So it's never good. It's like numb and swollen. But no, I do not wear ankle braces.
Yeah. But there's like stuff out there now, like you can go and you can get stem cells in there now that get injected, and again, there's lots of really good peptides and that you can take and a lot of people now, like with the Ozempic stuff, right? I mean, granted, some of that stuff can be kind of scary. There's some scary side effects, but if you're 350 pounds and you can't get the weight off, who gives a damn about some side effects? Like, if you can lose 100 pounds on it, go lose 100 pounds on it. So there's some things out there. I don't want anyone to get out there to feel like it's hopeless, because it's not. It's never too late to start trying to make better decisions.
Well, they say if you quit smoking, your lungs immediately get better.
Yeah. That being
quit
said,
smoking, idiots.
I want some Irish whiskeys tonight, but hey, you got to live a little, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
hey,
that doesn't count.
Let's not go too far. Hey,
that doesn't count.
That's the one thing whenever because I go in and I do like the body scan and they do like the body fat and and you monitor it and I do blood work and all that. It is the one thing then they kind of they're like they kind of point down to that.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Exactly.
But listen,
I'm like, you're happy with everything else, right? Yeah. Well, just ignore that part then. Don't judge me.
I mean, physiologically, we just get worse.
Yes.
But behaviorally, I do feel like people
get worse.
No, I think they get better. I think you get older and you start to figure some S out.
Yeah.
And you just get smarter.
Yes.
But it doesn't. I mean, you can't. I mean, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah. but you can get better.
Until you get butt cancer.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
You know?
Nothing you can do about that.
All right, we'll wrap it up next on The Fan.
Dirt and spray. Dirt and spray.
I'm Dirt. Was hoping for something different. I told myself it'd be something different. If only the Pats could play the Titans or the Browns or the Jets or the Dolphins, they would have had a chance to win the game. Or a backup quarterback or the worst offensive line in the NFL. They would have had a puncher's chance to win the game. One of the most fraudulent conference champion teams we've ever seen. Can we say it now?
I mean,
like they were horrible.
The home of Dirt and Spray. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on the Fan Sports Network.
Three-dimensional DUI defense. This is McDaniel Reynolds with the Reynolds Defense.
Here.
Well, that's going to about do it for us. It is Valentine's Day tomorrow, so hopefully you have something great planned for your significant other. Steven, what are we doing for Coach Vaughn tomorrow?
We're waking up early. Gonna get some breakfast.
Yeah.
As a whole family, though. We're bringing the kids as well. Maybe that might be controversial, but we're bringing all the kids.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna? Why wouldn't you?
I mean, we could just leave them, I guess, and have a romantic breakfast. But no.
Is there such thing as a romantic breakfast? Maybe like room service in the hotel room.
Depends on what you did the night before.
A couple mimosas. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to be at Laurelhurst Market tomorrow. Go get some dinner with the wifey. Got her. Well, I guess I can't say. She
don't
might be,
say.
She might be listening.
Secret.
Got her a little present. I got the triple whammy though. So we have Christmas, and then her birthday in January, and then Valentine's Day. And by this time, I'm usually worn out.
I do think it is important though, even if you're not a big romantic guy, do something.
Oh, of course.
Do something.
You've got to show your love.
You got to.
Because even if they say they don't care,
they care.
They do.
You score points, man.
That's right.
That's all we're doing, trying to win on the
That's all we need. Yep, that's right. Just put points on the board.
That's all we
Accumulate enough, maybe they won't divorce you. Well, everybody have a great weekend. We are not here on Monday, President's Day, company holiday. Nothing we can do about it. We'll be celebrating our favorite presidents. We are back Tuesday, 3 to 7 on The Fan. Good night.